Hello, how's it going, people? Going to try and wait until at least a couple of people join, so then we'll join the chat, so then I can at least communicate with some people. So hopefully some people join, so I can at least do a little bit of an the flat Earth expose of all the shills at the moment that are making flat Earth channels, and I can actually have a discussion with people without having to be interrupted the whole time. And I've got video evidence of this you being exposed character constantly muting me within his show, letting people overtalk me, and then misdirecting what I was actually trying to say. So if anybody wants to see that, I'll show that. But yeah, feel free to leave a comment in the chat or ask for a link, and I will give you the link. I've got one viewer at the moment. I think that's myself. I am watching this Flat Earth Dread show at the moment, and I'm going to do... Oh, sorry about that. I had the other stream playing. But yeah, I've got this you being exposed character still running their show, talking smack, come out of nowhere. They think they know everything about the flat Earth, yet they don't know anything. They have their stream set up like a Twitch stream. If anybody doesn't know what that actually means, I'll elaborate. All right, is when you go to Twitch, there are fakers on Twitch that donate to themselves and try and entice people to donate to them. And if you feel like that is happening to you via this you being exposed character, that's probably what it is he has a subscriber base and whatnot, which when you subscribe to him on YouTube, a little man pops up which makes people enticed to subscribe to him. He then has a little panel on the right hand side that says donators, and then he has a link to all his so-called social networks that link to him, which eventually leads to a donation button somewhere in there, and he's trying to entice people to donate to him, trying to tell people that they're stealing out of his pocket because nobody's donating to him via YouTube for lying about the flat Earth when there is no proof for the flat Earth and there is no proof for the ball Earth. So these people that want to come on and make flat Earth channels and ask for money for providing absolutely no evidence, they're actually scamming people. It's a snake oil salesman fucking scheme. All right. And then when he wants to sit there and say that he has nothing about donators on his channel, go to You Being Exposed channel right now. And then on the right hand side, it's got a subscriber count of 11,898. Well, 899 now, 11,899. And then underneath that has a message or whatever you wanted to call it. It has donators. So if the fuckwit wants to sit there and say he's not trying to promote donations, well, then why does he have donators in his fucking little... All right, he wants to have banners with donators and subscribers, and then he has the same method that scammers on Twitch use their little scam to sit there and get subscribers on Twitch. They sit there and they fake a donation or they fake a subscriber, and it entices other people that are fucking sheep to go and donate or subscribe to them because they want their name to be shown to. All right, that's what this fucking scam artist is doing. You got dumb people like this Peach She that drinks his own piss, that's sitting on his show trying to call me an actor when I've been here since 2012. I've had my own personal address leaked onto this fucking shit. All right, I've had every single family member that's on Facebook leaked onto YouTube, and they've used their images, they've used their names and whatnot. All right, my personal information has been used on YouTube to try and deter me from coming on here and telling the truth about what's actually occurring on here. And this fuckwit wants to say that he's had money taken out of his fucking children's mouths. Go fucking work a hard day in your fucking life, you dirty fuckwit, and then you'll learn that you ain't fucking earned the money. You didn't get the money because you didn't fucking deserve it, you scumbag. I don't want to sit there and tell people that they've taken money out of your mouths because they didn't fucking donate to you on YouTube, you fucking filthy scumbag. You can't provide any proof for the flat Earth, so why should people donate to you for a fucking flat Earth when you can't even provide proof for it, you fuckwit? All right, you're as bad as NASA. You want to sit there and make a fucking fucking fake scheme for people to donate to you, and then you got a little yes man cult that sits there and sucks up your ass and says yes sir, no sir, free bags, full sir. Probably your own little network that you're paying, and that's why you're so butthurt about all this, all right, is because you aren't getting paid and you're not able to pay these losers to sit there and say yes sir, no sir, free bags, full sir anymore, all right? So when people expose you, you're not able to pay these fuckwits that are on your show. If anybody's in the chat and they would wish to join, leave me a message in the chat and I will give you the link. I am only going to be doing this for about an hour or so, so if you want to join, feel free to join, all right? And we will go over the shills and the activity of the shills, and I'll explain it to you, and you can ask whatever type of question you want. I won't interrupt you, and I expect you not to interrupt me back. You can ask whatever you want, and I'll explain to you what it is that I really despise about these people that want to come on and manipulate the manipulatable, the people that are gullible. And that's all it is there's people out there that come onto YouTube and they're gullible and they want to believe that there's something more. They want to believe that the government lied to them. And yes, there are lies among the government, all right, and there are lies in the media, but this fucking flat earth little cult that's occurring at the moment is only there so then a fucking few dog shit fucking fake characters can earn some money. They have no proof of their claims, and all they're going to do is sit there and dog on people and call them names when they have no proof of their fucking shit. And that's the proof of it, and that's the fucking truth of it, all right? And these new little cult that you've been exposed, all right, the one question you want to ask them is, are you a part of this black Hebrew dog shit, all right? And I'm not trying to diss on black people, all right? There's a fucking little cult in America that fucking have this little black dog shit fucking cult that want to sit there and dog on white people and say the death to all white people. They call themselves the black Hebrew Israelites. Ask Dredd if he's a part of that, and guaranteed you will be banned and blocked because that's what he's a part of. And his little fucking cult doesn't want to fucking admit what they really are, all right? They're on here to scam people, all right? And they're on here to fucking manipulate the gullible. I've got 7 watching, so obviously there's people in there. If you want to actually join the show, leave a comment in the comment section and I'll invite you to the show. I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you dislike me. If you want to join the show and you want to argue the point or you want to have a discussion, leave a comment and I'll invite you, whoever you may be. If it's Dread, I don't care. I'll invite you to my show, and unlike you, I will not mute your microphone and I will not change the audio, adjust your audio at all. I would expect a reasonable discussion where 2 people can talk without having to be interrupted by a fucking stupid yes men cult. Pretty pathetic that you have to deal with this shit. Come onto YouTube and then sit there and fucking believe in the flat earth all you want. That's fine. That's fine by me. When I first woke up, I believed that the earth was flat too. Not flat, but I believe that we were being lied to by NASA and the shape of the earth wasn't what they were telling us. And then once you realize that, well, doesn't matter about the shape, that's irrelevant. NASA is a fraudulent company, but the shape of the earth is irrelevant to the fact that NASA is a fraudulent company, which these new flat earth cults, if you wanted to go out to NASA right now and say, you use CGI imagery, all the pictures that you provided from space or so-called satellites, they're absolute dog shit, the CGI imagery. They're going to turn around now and say, you must be a flat earther. There's the derail tactic. It's done and dusted. All right. So if you want to know what the flat earth is for, it's for that concept right there. So if you want to go out and question NASA and say, I have, or I assume, or whatever it may be, I have proof, if you have proof that they're using CGI imagery, which I'm sure that a CGI expert would have proof that they're using CGI imagery. Well, I have proof that you're using CGI imagery. The response you're going to get is, you must be a flat earther. Derailed, you are fucked. All right. And then you're going to get put in a category with these fucking fakers like you being exposed, or all these other clowns like ODD TV that has a stream running 24/7, has over 300 fucking viewers on a stream that replays the same videos over and over, has the same moderators that are in their channel 24/7. I wonder how they're going to get their money. Like, that's what I ask myself is, is, how can these trolls, you could call them trolls, how are they able to afford to be there 24/7? I don't understand how they can afford to be there 24/7. They must be paid for somebody to sit on ODD TVs, fucking videos all day, every day, same moderators to make sure that they ban people that ask any questions. They sit on there all day, every day, and they watch the same videos over and over. They don't learn anything new because they've watched the videos over and fucking over. So what is the point of them sitting on there? They're not waking anybody up because all they do is call people globetards when somebody new comes into the chat and says, we live on a sphere. That's what I was taught in school. The response they get is, you're a globetard. It's fucking retarded. These people are paid to be there. The only way they can be there 24/7 is if they're paid to be there. Use your fucking common sense. Use some logic. How are you able to be here 24/7? Oh, you're not here 24/7. You have a sleep, you go to work, you come back, and you might look into some YouTube videos. Well, these same trolls that have moderator of all these fucking flat earth channels, they haven't been to work. Well, they have, but their job is different to yours. You go out and do hard labor, or they sit on a flat earth channel and they fucking troll all day, every day, because that's their fucking job. Use your fucking common sense, people. You want to sit there and say the earth's flat, but you don't want to sit there and say, oh, well, NASA must be fraudulent. So if the earth's flat, common sense, I'll just go on the concept that the earth is flat then. I don't believe it, but let's go on the concept that the earth is flat. If the earth is flat, then NASA's a fraudulent company. Everybody involved in NASA do not do the jobs that they say they do, so they don't send rockets off into space. So what are the positions held by the people in NASA? Well, they would be fucking trolls that come on the internet and fucking lie for a living. Are you going to use common sense? And then you got people like you being exposed that wants to sit there and dribble shit and circle jerk, tug each other off all day, every day. And then when you try and ask them questions, you're interrupted. If you want to actually come on and have a conversation, feel free. And when somebody comes on, all right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and, what was his name? Arwen. Arwen, I don't know if everybody knows who this character is, but he's this new little troll that's going around. He's a regular on this You Been Exposed channel, ARWIJN. He tried to say that I am some type of agent or something. And he tried to say that I stalk somebody, all right? Well, I didn't stalk him. This character that he's talking about, NFLO, tried to troll me on one of these hangouts, and all I done was clicked on his YouTube account, and then from his YouTube account he has a link to his Twitter account. From his Twitter account I found his so-called real name. You never know if it's his real name because most of these fucking trolls aren't truthful anyway. From his real name I went to his Facebook, well, a Facebook that turned out to be a police officer. So if they're going to say that I'm stalking them because what I done was turn around and followed the line, when you start clicking on these characters' fucking profiles and you find out who they really are, well, one of them happened to be a fucking police officer. And if I don't know if I'm correct about it. People have the same name as other people, but if it's correct, this person that has the account NFLO, so NFlow, that they say that I'm stalking, I clicked on their account. From their account, I clicked on their Twitter. From their Twitter, I got their name. I went to Facebook, and the first name of theirs, so his name ended up being Ty Yoho, which I think that was correct. So TY, then a space, then Yoho, so YOAHO. And you can search this for yourself. To do this for yourself, just write TY space Yoho, so TY space YOHO. From there, go to Facebook and then search into, just scroll down a little bit and you'll see one of the comments that are referring to a Ty Yoho, and it's a police officer. And all I said was, are you a police officer? If you are, what the fuck are you doing on flat earth trolling people? And apparently that's me stalking somebody. All right, so if these people want to be so fucking discreet, or they want to be so secretive that people can't investigate who they are or the intention that they've got for being here, then they have a reason for doing that. You can search me up any day you want. My name's Adam Dwyer. I live in Sydney, Australia. All right, and if you want to have a discussion with me, feel free to leave a link, leave a message in my comment section, and I'll either invite you to one of these hangouts, or I'll have a discussion with you on whatever platform that you feel comfortable on. If you don't want to do that, then there's something wrong with you. All right, well, how are people supposed to be able to have have proper conversation with anybody if they never know who they are. These so-called truthers that are around now, they never want to tell you who they are. They never want to tell you where they're from. Half the time they don't even want to show their face, and then they want to sit there and say that they are truthful, that they are honest. So you got to believe a silhouette, and that silhouette represents Homer Simpson for all you know. And you've got to believe these characters. I've got 14 viewers. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll invite you to my show. I'm going to mute myself for like 2 minutes and have a cigarette. Feel free to leave a comment, and I will invite you. Hi guys, I'm back again. I just wanted to address something, so I'm going to get a screen share, your entire screen, that'll do, present to everyone. So there we go. And I am on the You Being Exposed channel. So if you see this guy here, he's a fraud. Like I've said, I asked for a link to his show. He finally invited me to his show, then he didn't actually let me speak. And they let me say certain things, and then they would interrupt, so then they could try and derail what I was actually trying to say. And I was saying that his platform, his little setup is set up similar to Twitch, where, as you can see here, it's got donators and then it's got subscribers. So he's got his subscribers and he's got a subscriber count. And then when somebody donates or somebody subscribes, it'll come up here, which is a fake method that entices the gullible to believe that people are actually subscribing to him at this present time. If you go to Twitch, watch Twitch right here. As you see, I've got a link to straight up Twitch, Halo 5 Guardians, because that's what I watch, Halo 5. But if you go to anywhere on Twitch and you watch a large gamer, you'll notice that they have a similar setup to this, where they have donators and they have subscribers, and when you subscribe to them, your name will come up in their chat. If you donate to them, your name will come up and a message will come up with whatever you want. And he's got it set up in a similar way that entices the gullible. All right, so he wanted to try and say that he in nowhere on his stream. All right, that's what this douchebag here, and if we watch it for a second, you'll see he's got a character on there called Ed that kept interrupting me and saying, oh, nowhere on his stream does he have anywhere saying about donators. Well, that's a lie. You've got right here donators. So he already lied once. There is a lie, one. And then right here in his description, if you would like what I'm doing, make sure to donate if that is something you don't have to do. Patreon, You've Been Exposed. You will not see that on anybody's channel that is truthful and actually out for truth. All right. This guy set his channel up and straight away had a donation scheme, but whatever you wanted to call it, a link. So if you click this, it'll lead to a donation. So then you can send him money for sitting there doing absolutely shit all. Incredible fake ISS live stream of the Earth from space. Yet all this guy has done is sit there and yell at his screen the whole time. All right. It's absolutely dog shit. If you wanted to see something like this, go to fucking Twitch and you can see it 24/7. All right. If you wanted to see how this stream is set up, go to Twitch and watch any large game network. So fuck it. I'll do it now. I'll go to fucking Halo. From there, I'll go to one and I'll show you straight up how this dickhead has set his fucking stream up. Look at that, 666. We'll go to, I don't like League of Legends, but we'll go to it. We'll go to League of Legends. We'll go to one of the larger ones, Faker. There we go. So this guy should be a faker anyway, which fake donations, etc., etc., etc. Usually the name fucking says it all. As you see here, you've got a follow and you've got a subscribe button. If you push the subscribe on Twitch, it leads you to money. Stream just in case. As you can see here, they've got a similar setup where they've got the stream, well, they've got the chat playing here. Somewhere in this, when somebody subscribes or follows or donates, it'll pop up. So if we sit here for long enough, shouldn't take too long, because they always usually got a scheme set up for fake donations. Is it there? Or if that was a message saying something to him, maybe I should choose an English stream so then we can try it a little easier, just to make sure. I'm not too sure if it's actually showing what I want. I can't read Chinese or Asian, whatever it is. This guy's got his stream set up better than this douche here. At least he's less money hungry. Fucking screen set up. Look at the difference with a gamer that's actually into the game. He wants to call himself a gamer. This guy here is more into his fucking subscriber, donators, fucking shit. So he's got it set up to make sure that people fucking notice when their name comes up, etc. Yes. I'm not saying everybody on Twitch does this either. I'm saying that there's some genuine people that actually want to play the game and they do not have setups where it's all fake. And so this is somebody that's left a donation. Happy birthday to you and have a nice week. Yeah, I'm unsure how much they donated, but it was Gatabil-NO. And if you're watching the chat, you'll probably see the name come up, etc. But because this person donated, they were able to leave a message on the screen so everybody could see, instead of being left in the chat where it's all just spam and your message gets lost in translation. You're able to donate to these Twitch streamers, and from there your message will be displayed on the stream, and that's usually how they have it set up. All Twitch streamers usually have it set up in a similar way, which is exactly how this fucking douchebag has got his set up. If you do a subscriber, so if you subscribe to the guy's channel, you'll sit there and you'll see subscribe. So let's try this. Let's see if he's fucking, all right, we'll go to live. I'll leave it muted because I fucking don't like the dickhead. Click off Twitch. All right, now let's watch it. Let's watch this faker and how much he really cares about the flat earth and how much he really cares about having more subscribers and having people click on this link right here, his donations. So you subscribe to his channel. I'm going to unsubscribe straight away as soon as it shows. But then right here, a little man will pop up exactly the same as Twitch. All right. And it'll show fucking my name subscribe. So A4 subscribed. From there, it entices other people to subscribe. So what he does is he has a fucking whole bunch of accounts, as you can see here. I never ever fucking denied that I have multiple accounts. All right. They're all A4. What he does is he sits there and he makes these all different names and he subscribes to himself, and he gets his other fuckwits to sit there and make all accounts with all weird names, and they all fucking subscribe to him during the stream, which entices people to subscribe to him, all right, and entice the gullible. So if you've sat there and fallen victim to this dickhead and subscribed to him because you've seen somebody else's name pop up and you wanted to feel special and your name pop up too, you're fucking gullible. We'll wait until it pops up. I'm patient. Or for all I know, he's got me blocked, so it doesn't. He's probably got me blocked on his fucking actual YouTube now to make sure that I cannot interact with him. If I show you right now, I can comment in his chat. I can sit there and say hi, and then what I can do is I can click to another channel. We'll just click to another A4 channel, and it should be underneath that bunny's comment. We should see the hi. Oh, my comment's gone. So then we'll do it again. Ready? Oh, ready? We'll click hi, and from there I'll subscribe to him on this channel to see if it probably was that. Fuck that. Make my subscription private. From there, we'll probably see the A4 pop up now. We'll click back to my other one and see if this comment's the rates too from A4. Oh, there we go. A4. So my main account's banned. They want to sit there and say, oh, you're not talking off your main account because it's fucking banned, you losers. Let's see how long it takes for the other account's fucking subscription to come through onto his screen and say A4 has subscribed with a man dancing, trying to entice people to fucking subscribe to the loser. And then you got these guys saying A4, so when did you start working for Tim Osman? I've been around since 2012 looking into not only the flat earth. I've been around for longer than that, but the flat earth since 2012. Other things longer than that, so-called fakery from the media, all right, when they had this fake Ebola outbreak back in, I think it was 2010, I was one of the people that exposed TB Joshua. If you don't know who he is, look into him, TB Joshua. I exposed him for using crisis actors to try and perpetrate the lie against America, etc. All right, so if you want to say that I've done nothing for this shit or I haven't actually provided anything, well, I've done the hard yards and I've had channels taken down because I took out or exposed some really, really fucking big people that have billions of people that follow them. TB Joshua doesn't only have millions, he has fucking a whole country, all right, that follows him. South Africa follows TB Joshua mindlessly. They think that he can cast demons out of people. And I sat there and done my hard research and exposed the Ebola, which was fake, the outbreak, which was fake, and pinpointed the actors and where they were coming from. It was color-coded. If you go back to the Ebola outbreak, it was all color-coded, and I found out which network was doing it, which was the TB Joshua network associated to Scone, SCOAN, the Scone network, all right, which is a church, and they were faking it, and they were trying to tell people that they could cast demons out of people. The cultists from America paid them or something, had a collaboration with TB Joshua, and they were trying to push the Ebola outbreak as true, which was fake. And Tim Osman was was one of the, I wouldn't say trolls, but yeah, one of the people that was skeptical of what everybody was saying at the time. And he has several accounts. All right, he has fucking thousands of accounts, all different names. So I wouldn't really know. And I used to call Tim Osman out all the time. I used to call him out and say, dude, you're a troll. You never show your face, etc., etc., etc. After years of being on here, I realized why he doesn't show his face, because you got dickheads like this that want to sit there and pretend that they've had money taken out of their pockets, but they would do what they say Tim has done to them. So Tim has spoken to me privately, and he's spoken to other people privately, and he's said that he owns real estate, etc. And I wouldn't want my name getting out there if I owned real estate, etc. too. Unfortunately for me, my real name's known, so I have to fucking deal with all this shit. All right, and this dickhead wants to say he's had money stolen out of his mouth. My first channel had at least 5,000 subscribers, and that was easy, and it was like booming. I had videos with over 500,000 views on it, and that was just like, I had several videos with over 500,000 views on the videos. I was earning money off the videos, and then I had the whole channel taken down because I started to promote flat earth, and these dickheads want to try and say that they've had money taken out of their pockets. These fuckwits are sitting there talking shit. They ain't had nothing taken out of their fucking pockets. The true realists that actually want to get the truth out there will tell you there is no proof for this so-called flat earth. It's all a fucking crock of shit. So when you want to question NASA, all right, when you want to sit there and say, why are you using CGI imagery? That picture that you showed me of fucking space, or that picture that you showed me of the earth from space is not legitimate, they're going to turn around and be able to say, you must be a flat earther. Fucking derailed. Everything you say after that is gone. Done. You're going to look like a fucking retard. There we go. Let me reload this. Can't connect the chat properly. Sup A4, can we have some proof Dredd is a black Hebrew? Can't join, but that claim is probably not correct. If you want to join, just leave a message of your email and I'll invite you. A flat bastard Stacy. Anybody, if you just want to join, just leave a message with your email and we'll invite you. They're not all my main accounts, all right? So this is my main account. This A4 account right here, this is the one that I use. It's got 307 subscribers at this present time. It goes up between 500 subscribers and 300 subscribers all the time. It'll go up to 500 and then suddenly it'll go back down to 300. Usually stays around the same. 300 subscribers, I don't really care because I'm not into making content anymore. But this is my main account. This is a tattoo of a lady on my hand, and this is the one that I use. All these other accounts that you see, they are accounts that I use when I'm banned from people that are fraudulent. And I've got more. So if you see here, view all for an email address, I've got a lot more A4 accounts. I'm not scared to show you. I'll show you. I'm not scared. This is, I've shown everybody. Look, A4, 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 A4. And this is one email. This is just off one email. So I've got all these A4 accounts that I will come back on and I will say what I have to say. I'm not fucking scared of you trolls that want to sit there and say, oh, I used one name. If you say A4, that's what I will use. I will use the same name. And if you ban me, I'll come back on the same name. I'm not like Tim Osman or these other trolls that you fucking encountered. I am me. I am Adam Dwyer, all right? And I'll fucking come back on the same name and I'll say what I want to say. If you aren't fucking man or woman enough to sit there and have a conversation or sit there and have somebody else dispute against you, then you're pathetic. I'm not going to cop that shit. This is fucking YouTube. Grow some fucking balls. There's chemo. And Rawkin, I've sided with the flat earth. I haven't, I've tried to make it clear that I'm not a flat earther. I'm not a flat earther, but I side with the flat earth. And when I say that, I try and make it clear that I do not believe in the flat earth, but I do not believe that we live on a ball. Like, I do not believe any of the shit that NASA provides. NASA is the one that provides all the CGI imagery and it's all bullshit, just like the media. The media is bullshit. NASA's just a fucking component of the media. They want to lie to us. But flat earth just seems to be just as much of the bullshit as the ball earth. It's one cult. You leave one cult, which is the ball earth, and they want you to join another cult that they've set up. And I was trying to say a year ago or so that I would side with the flat earth. Now I don't side with any of it. You can all fuck yourselves, because flat earth has turned to a cult full of bullshit where at first it was people that were saying, we don't believe the lies coming from NASA. We want to know what the truth is. Now it's people saying the earth is flat. You fucking have no proof of that. You have no proof of that just because you can say, turn around and say, there is a flat horizon or blah, blah, blah. The horizon rises to eye level, and it's flat, and water doesn't go on a curve, like doesn't fucking hold onto a curved fucking object, or whatever the argument may be, does not prove that you're on a flat existence. You cannot fucking prove the actual shape of whatever it is that we're on. You're talking about ants' perception. You're telling me that an ant can describe what type of fucking realm it lives on. That's pathetic. That's just stupid. Well, that's one of the things that they've said, bad mockers, scoffer. The horizon rises to eye level, or whatever it may be, whatever the fucking arguments are. A ship doesn't sail over the curve, therefore we live on a flat plane. That doesn't prove anything. Like that's not proof we live on a flat plane just because a fucking ship doesn't sail over a curve. It may prove that we do not live on the sphere that they say we live on, but doesn't mean it proves that we live on a fucking flat plane. Like, come on, you're asking me to believe one thing and then join a cult. I don't fucking agree with that. I don't agree with doing that shit. I agree with looking into the research, and yeah, I agree that ships don't do what they say they do. They don't go over a curve. But that doesn't mean that the existence is flat then. Oh, we must live on a flat earth. Well, what's the actual shape? Oh, well, here we go. I'm going to give you a picture of a fucking pizza, and it's surrounded by an ice wall, and it must be that because I say it is. Why do I have to believe that? Well, I just proved to you that the ships don't sail over a curve. But you didn't show me proof that there's a fucking ice wall. You didn't show me proof of anything. You didn't show me proof that it's a fucking pizza. You didn't show me proof of anything. You just showed me proof that it's not a sphere. I was one of the first fucking people that woke up to the fact that it wasn't a sphere. I understand that. Yeah, sweet. It's not a sphere, but you can't fucking dictate to me anymore. I'm not fucking one of the sheeple people that are going to sit there and say, oh, I believe you now because you sat there and said that it's a pizza, so it must be a pizza. Can I have a slice? Fuck your slice. Stick it up your ass. I don't like pepperoni pizza. There we go. Like, I also say, I know it's not a globe. I don't know it's flat, but the evidence suggests so. I can understand that. Like, people are entitled to an opinion. If you were to ask me my opinion, it's like an asshole. Everybody has one. All right. And I get mocked for my opinion. I can sit there and state my opinion and say that we live in layers and layers of things and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then it gets used against me. So in the future, I can say like, oh, they'll be like, oh, you think that we live in layers like an onion. It's an opinion. I have an opinion on what we live on, but I have no proof for that. So I'm not going to go around and tell people we are living in an onion or we are living in a layer of whatever it is. And there's a layer above us and there's a layer below us and there's layers of things. I'm not going to say that. That's my fucking opinion. That's my opinion. My opinion means jack shit. I have no proof of it. It's an opinion. And people are entitled to their opinion. Don't get me wrong. You can think whatever you want, but to turn around to people and hold platforms like this dickhead here, all right, Flat Earth, NASA live stream, live from space, live feed, incredible fake ISS live stream. You haven't seen him once show the ISS live stream. You haven't seen him once fucking disprove ISS live stream. Anybody that's watched me or knows who I am has known that I've been one of the people that goes onto the live stream and exposes them fuckers. All right, I expose NASA whenever I can. There was a guy the other day that I joined his chat and he showed a video. So fuck this ticket off. And I'll show you exactly what I done to help this guy that had a Flat Earth live show. And I asked him, do you believe in the Flat Earth? He said yes. And then he said, do you believe in the Flat Earth? I said, no, I don't believe in the Flat Earth, but I believe that we're not living on a ball. He had a good conversation with me and it was constructive. And then he showed a few videos that people were asking him to show. This one here. So he showed this video here. We're probably going to get my video taken down now. So for showing BBC videos. Oh, farted. But yeah, he shows this video here and it apparently proves gravity. So when we go forward, go to about 320, I think it was, if I'm correct, 320, a little bit less than. So it's about 312. We'll go about here. We see this video here when it shows the bowling ball and the feathers dropping at the same rate. And I was sitting there saying to him, but this looks like a green screen image. He said, how do you mean? Well, I went, well, there's a light source coming from this direction onto the ball, but you can't see any shadow on the wall or whatnot. You can see that whatever this is right here, he's casting a shadow here. You can see either this pylon or this pylon or whatever it is, it's casting a shadow here. You can see these shadows right here, but you can't see any shadow on the feathers, which doesn't make sense because you should see some type of a shadow from the ball casted onto the feathers. And we started started going over this footage and he started to say, yeah, I can see what you're saying. You can see that the light sources. So if you go back into the video, the person, I can't remember who it was, but yeah, right here, you can see that the light sources were here. So he went over it as himself as well. And we started to go around and look at the area that this was taken in. We started to look at all these things up in the air and started to try and figure out what was what and if these things would cast a shadow on the wall, if they'd cast a shadow on themselves. And it started to look a little fake. All right, so when you go to here, there's like 3, 2, 1, bang, releases the ball, wherever it is, bang. So he releases it. And then you go, and that's when everybody started to believe this. And I said, just wait, because they haven't been truthful about this whole footage. Because you've got this first take, this is the first take, then you've got to cut. So just remember that, people. You've got to cut in the video, and I don't care. Oh, well, they just showed a different angle. Yeah, different angle means a cut. All right, so they've got to cut in the video. I want to see the whole video now. So if I was to believe this, I'd need to see the whole video from this aspect or the other aspect or whatever it is, from all three aspects, so then I can see it for myself, because I don't believe this bullshit. All right, could be faked. Then you've got this, falls down at a fucking thing where you see that the ball might have been dropped, but it looks like the feathers have been placed into the image. All right, they've been placed into it and they've been edited. And then you got the third cut. So you got this video is in 3 cuts. And that's what I tried to explain to him. And then you got this fraudulent motherfucking looking cunt, Brian Cox. What a name. Yeah, faggot. Tried to explain to him that it's in 3 cuts. There's 3 parts to that video. If you want to believe that video, you're going to have to see the thing from start to finish on one entire video. All right. Then you can have, that's sufficient proof. Then that's sufficient proof that they've done what they've done. But the way they've provided this, it might be for entertainment purposes or whatnot, or production. I can understand that they wanted to make it look spruce and look nice. But for people like myself that are skeptical of this bullshit, that shows me 3 cuts. There's 3 cuts to that. So there's manipulation. There's error. There's room for manipulation. All right. Not room for error, room for manipulation. And with room for manipulation equals manipulation, in my opinion. I'm not going to, this isn't clickbait. I'm showing flat earth and I'm exposing flat earthers. Look, flat earth, exposing the trolls that come with flat earth. And if you want, I'll expose the troll that comes with flat earth. So let me go to my history. Hopefully I don't have no porn. So let's go to my history. Hey, pal. So here we go. This is the person. So we go here and let me go down. Here we go. So here, this is the guy that was trolling me, this Tai Yoho. So I went through his channels and whatnot and tried to figure out that you stalked him. He fucking was trolling me. This guy here. So this guy here, they say that I was stalking him. Oh, you were stalking him. This guy here was fucking trolling me. So all I done, if you see all my history, you can see what I done. I clicked on his subscribers and whatnot and looked through his subscribers. I looked through who he might be involved with, his SoundCloud. He's followed me on Twitter. All right. So then I found out his name was Tyree Yoho. So if we see here, Tyree Yoho, if I'll do it, I'll show you. You go to, I think it's his Twitter that says it. Tweets by Tai Yoho. So then I just go Tai Yoho, search Google for Tai Yoho. See, and then it's the first one, Facebook profiles for Tai Yoho. Then I'm like, all right, I can go through all these. Probably if I can see all. There's the fucking dickhead that hang out. Fucking look at this, Antonio rat face. Then you got not Bailey Yoho, not the person. Is that the one? Tyler Yoho. That's not the one though. There's a bit more now. But the one that I found, here we go. Tyler Yoho. So into this one, Tyler Yoho. Department Sheriff 911 communicator at Sheriff's Office. And then I was like, dude, is that you? Oh, you're affiliated to this guy? Is that your brother? Is it your cousin? Is it whatever? Tai Yoho. Looks like coppers to me. Police officers. Oh, you must be stalking him. Fuck off, bro. It took me fucking 3 clicks to get there. Clicked on your Twitter, copied your name, put it into fucking Google. Google took me to Facebook. From Facebook, it showed me some copper. And you want to say that I'm stalking you? Fuck off, loser. Fucking dick cheese. Dread's channel is clickbait. Wants to sit there and say that he's exposing the ISS live stream. Cunt hasn't even fucking clicked on the live stream. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, after all this time, I'll show you. After all this time, I'll show you my history. After all this time, I still look into flat earth videos. I'm not saying that I'm not intrigued by the subject. Look, this guy's using my fucking name my username in his fucking hangout. The dickhead, the Sons of Adam, not A4, referencing me. What's my username? A4. And then when I ask him about it, I'm like, dude, all I said in his chat was, why are you using my username? And then I got banned, and then they said I was trolling, and then they tried to say that I threatened his son. I said that I fucking hope that his fucking wife never fucking lets him see his son again, and I hope his son fucking dies. Doesn't mean that I said that I'm going to do anything to his son. I was just being a mean cunt. I am a fucking mean cunt. I know that. Yeah, fuck. I don't give a fuck. say that I'm an asshole. Sweet, doesn't mean shit to me. Flat Earth. Look, Pete Shee wants to sit there and say that I'm a shill, yet I'm the one that was fucking sitting on his show trying to have a fucking conversation with the fucking piss drinking fuckwit. Oh, look at this. Fucking Flat Earth faker. Flat Earth. This is when I was looking into one of the fakers and their channel. So if anybody wants to know, this Mick Taylor Rain of Fire. So John Watson, if you've stumbled onto this channel, this Mick Taylor Rain of Fire, and you thought this fuckwit's a faker, his other channel is Dat Mental Gamer. I already looked into it. It was fucking pretty easy to find. Russian vids, Bonda Daniel Tosh, Flat Earth, Russian vids, Flat Earth, Russian vids is pretty funny. Issa, the Shield, Flat Earth, Russian vids, goodbye, Flat Earth, finally exposed, Flat Earth. I'm intrigued by it. Don't get me wrong, I am intrigued by the concept. Doesn't mean I believe it. Like, I'm intrigued. I want to know what's going on. I want to know. Tim Osman exposed. You don't think I want to know who the cunt is? He's been trolling me since fucking like 2010, before I even started looking Flat Earth. But when I was looking into this guy's videos, Free Radio Revolution, I was looking into who the fuck is this Free Radio Revolution guy? Who is he, and why does he have so much of a fucking follower, and why is he able to tell people that other people are fake and nobody calls him out? So I've been looking into this fucking Free Radio guy, Jeff C, and I've also been looking into Tim Osman for years. Flat Earth, fake news, exposed, fake news. I'll show you my history. This is what I watch, see? So people want to say, oh, you haven't done your research. You haven't watched any of my shows. This is what this dickhead says. You haven't watched any of my shows. Okay, then why is your fucking show in my fucking history list then, dick cheese? I didn't sit there for fucking 3 hours and watch your shit to try and figure out if you're a fuckwit and a troll and a shill or not. Nah, I just come up and popped up out of the blue and said, you must be a troll. Fucking idiot. Look, this guy here, this is a pretty sad story. This Andre Escobar scored an own goal and then got killed for it in Colombia. That's some crazy shit. That's some crazy shit. He was a fucking soccer star in his own country in Colombia, scored an own goal and got killed for it. That's some fucked up shit. MMA, good old, what's his name? Back in Eddie Bravo. He's a decent guy. Joe Rogan's a bit of a fuckwit these days, but what can you do? Oh, Pissy Pete wants to say that oh, you must be a shill. Fuck you. I won't be watching your fucking pissy shows no more, you fucking asshole. Oh, look, I never watch any of their shows. I never watch to make sure that I can find out who's who and what's what. Just some, like, showing people what I actually watch online so then they can see that this is what I do. Look, trying to find out if certain shit in the world is fake or not. So they're saying that this Flyboard Air, I think it's called Flyboard Air, trying to watch all the footage of it. They say it's real and it's been on the Guinness Book of Records, but looks pretty dicey to me too. There's some guy saying that it's green screen or whatnot. Pretty interesting. Bit of casino play. I'm an adult, so I like to waste some money. Bit of fun, bit of MMA, bit of casino. This shit here seems to pop up every now and again. It pops up when they want to try and push some race baiting, fucking religion baiting type of shit. It always pops up. Oh, Muslims are bad and shit. So I'll give it a look and see if they're faking it. Do I think Muslims are bad? Nope. That's the individual. It's not the religion. The religions are just fucking a book that people follow and believe. So it's like believing in fucking Harry Potter. Some people that believe in Harry Potter take it too far and they think that they are Harry Potter. That's how I believe in it. Some people that fucking believe in the Bible take it too far. Glitches in the sky matrix. Some of these are just dog shit. These ones are pretty funny. These feminist compilations. Some of these are for the baby. If the baby's in here. Usually the baby's out in the lounge room when I'm doing this stuff. So if the baby's in here, yes, I'll watch these movies with the baby. That was when my TV fucked up. My Samsung 78-inch TV fucked up, so I had to try and fix it. See, I'm just an ordinary guy just scrolling on YouTube how to grow an avocado. Fucking Steve-O debunks flat earth. Yep, flat. Oh, we're back into the flat earth again. Back into the flat earth. All right, let's go back to my channel. Let's see what's going on. No moral values here. Goodbye. You could ask whatever question you wanted, but you chose to just come in and make layers. Now you caught my attention. Oh, when I was talking about what the universe is, what parallel we live on, well, that's just my opinion. But then you wanted to go on to say no moral values here. Okay, whatever. Clown. What's up, brother? Thanks, man. I'm not going to run the show for too much longer. I don't think I've had any people that want to join, so I'm going to probably have one more bourbon, maybe another smoke or two, and then I'm going to end the stream. Nobody's wanted to join, so thank yous for all viewing, but I'm not too sure what else to do at the moment. I've done little exposés. I've shown people, well, I haven't really shown people what happens on Twitch. So if I can go to Twitch and hopefully I can find a stream that's doing it, and I can show you a similar concept to what is happening on Dread's channel. So if we go to browse. Oh, look, I don't promote the flat earth yet. This is the same picture that I've had for like since 2010 or 2011. It's Trappuccino, the Simpsons video with a dome over the top. And if everybody on Twitch knows who I am, because if you know me on YouTube, you know that I would be the same on Twitch. I'm pretty outspoken. And I tell them, fuck off, you're morons. You don't even know what you're talking about. For all you know, it's not a ball. Could be living inside a dome. And I argue with people. So let's go to fucking, come on, give me something. We'll go Grand Theft Auto. Hopefully this guy's sort of doing the donation fucking subscriber fucking fakery. I think it's in a different language. Yeah, fuck Russian or some shit. Fuck me. I wouldn't be able to tell if he's doing it. This game here seems to have most of the fucking people. Big birthday marathon. I think that was the one that I've done before. We'll go this one. There we go. Here. So this is the, if I could stop it there, pause. This is the donation shit that they have going. So you've got, oh, this is a Halo player too. Fucking faggot. This is Ninja. He's a douchebag. Has me banned in his chat. Ready? I'll show you. So I get banned from everywhere. No, you are permanently banned from talking in Ninja. But yeah, this is a scamming motherfucker too. I've called him out for doing his shit. Because if you see here, he has his donation schemes. So what he does is, as a Halo pro, yeah, he does earn money off playing Halo. And what he does is, him and his little crew, they use multiple accounts. And if you know how to do it, you can join these chats via this here, Merc. My one's run out at the moment. I'd have to register or continue, and then it's going to tell me that I have to pay. I'm not going to do that. So if I have to get back on here, I'm going to have to get a fucking another copy or some shit. I'm going to have to fucking find a lower version. But yeah, I can't continue. Oh, yes, I can. Sweet. But if I was to do it, see, then I can go here, go into, would it be? I haven't done this for a while. Where is it? You can find a certain, whatever it is. I can't figure it out right now. I'd have to go back in and figure it out. But you can get onto Twitch via this. So servers, options, where is it? Let me see. Oh, what would I have to do? There's tutorials on YouTube anyway. So if you download MIRC and then you go to chats like Twitch, you can connect to them with an auth code, and then you can connect bots, and then you can type in the chat. Well, you like write a script, it's called. And when it's like got different ways, like if you're anywhere, if you're like, what's the word? I'm fucking pretty drunk. If you're used to coding or anything like that, you'd understand what I'm trying to say now. You can write a script, and then when people talk, you can make the bot respond to them. If they say a keyword, etc., you can make it do it on a timer, etc. And Twitch, as you can see here, the bot. So somebody wrote something or done something, and the bot responds and posts a link, and that's usually off a keyword or some type of command. See, uptime. Ninja has been streaming for 1 hour. So this is the on apostrophe fucking whatever it is, and then uptime. Then the bot responds with, Ninja has been streaming for 1 hour, blah 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 blah. And it's not too hard to do that. So if you go to Merc, I can't fucking get past it. So then we go to tools, then you go to script editor. I don't know if I've got any. No, I don't have any. I don't have any at the moment. I would have to do it again. But then from here, you just go like on, I think it's, if you use the coding, you'll be able, you know what to do from here. This is just the script maker. And then from there, when you're connected to the chat, all the chat will show up in here. And then your bot will start replying in here, which will actually correspond to, it'll start replying in here. And that's what's happening on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you look at some people's streams, you'll notice that there's bots responding. Well, that's the program that you can use to do it, is MIRC. And I'm sure there's other programs that you could use to do it. This is just the one that hackers and scripters use. So I'm sure that there's other ones that other people use. Pete Shee, fuck yourself, you fucking faggot. I seen your comment on Dread's channel trying to say that I'm an agent. You're a fucking tool. I've been around for years. I'm the first person to show my face. I'm the first person to say my name. All right. I'm the one that got my fucking address posted. I'm the one that's had my whole family members, like every single fucking family member that's on Facebook, their image used, their name used. All right. You want to sit there and try and fucking call me an agent. If I was able to fucking meet up with half of you trolls, you wouldn't be able to breathe out your fucking nose anymore. I'm telling you, that's not a threat. That's a fucking promise. I'm gonna sit there and try and fucking call me an agent. I'm here for truth. None of you fuckwits can say that it's fucking a ball. None of you fuckwits can say that it's a fucking flat earth. These are all just as fucked up as each other. Tim Osman is honest. I said that Tim Osman is as honest as it can be on fucking here. All right. I don't know his real name. Tim Osman is the character that fucking Osama bin Laden played. All right. Tim Osman wants to keep himself hidden and anonymous, and I understand why. After talking to him for so long, I've known, unlike you dickheads, I've known Tim, or whatever his real name may be, I've known him for years. All right. And he's never told anybody his name. And I think he doesn't do so because he doesn't want to be fucking outed like people like me, where when you want to try and sit there and say, well, you have no proof for that, they turn around and say, how do you know that Adam Dwyer? How do you know that Adam Dwyer from Mount Druitt? And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You want to try and say I'm a stalker? You're fucking posting my real name. You're posting my fucking address and shit, you fucking losers. Oh, but you stalked him. Fuck did I? You fucking losers. Why would Tim give his real credentials when he's seen what happens to people? He's seen what happened to me. He didn't even do it. He wasn't one of the people that done this shit to me. He laughed at it, yeah, and I got angry with him for not helping me, but he didn't do it. He just fucking laughed at it. And so would have I. I'm a mean cunt. So now that I step back and I look at it, yeah, I would have laughed too. And I have laughed when other people have been exposed, all right, and their names have been given out. I'm like, yeah, suck dick cunt. That's happened to me. And then I'm like, dude, that happened to you. It's not so fucking nice, is it? I'm like, yeah, well, what's fucking happened? You know, like, Timmy is as honest as he can be. He doesn't turn around and say, like, fucking, he's as honest as he can be. What I've heard him say is what he believes. He doesn't believe the earth is flat because from his perspective, it's not fucking flat. And it's not flat from my perspective either. You've got no proof for the claims. The man behind Tim Osman, like I said, Tim Osman is the character. So Tim Osman is the character that Osama bin Laden played. And if you look at it from, if you step back and look at Tim Osman, the so-called troll on YouTube, he uses the name that Osama bin Laden used. So if I was to turn around right now, and this is why I respect him in a way, all right? Because if I go Tim Osman, all right? If I go Tim Osman, this is why I respect the guy that's whoever it is, all right? And then I go search, it teaches you about Tim Osman. It's like, well, is he a crisis actor? Allegations of CIA assistance to Osama bin Laden. He's sending you on a path to figure out that there's fucking crisis actors, for fuck's sake. He's trying, without even you realizing, he's trying to say, dude, you're telling people the earth is flat with no proof when there's proof that the media is corrupt. There's proof that NASA is corrupt. There's proof that you are derailing the actual truth. If you do not have proof of something, don't fucking go around saying it. There's no proof that the earth's flat. If you want to sit, there's no proof of the earth is round. Well, there's no fucking proof that the earth is flat, but there's proof that Osama bin Laden might have been a CIA fucking agent. All right, that's been known. And his name was Tim Osman. So when you look at Tim Osman, he's actually giving you a leg up to the rabbit hole, if you want to call it that. Oh, but Tim Osman's a troll. But yet he's never actually looked up his name and seen that, oh, shit, it leads to Osama bin Laden, it leads to 9/11, and it leads to actual substance. Something that can be actually fucking brought down so, you know, that we can get to the bottom of. And look, AKA asset Tim Osman. It's got images, like straight up, it tells you Osama bin Laden, AKA CIA asset Tim Osman. It's got images here that show that his image might have been fucking recreated from this guy's picture. Like, you just don't pay attention. Fucking crisis actors everywhere, and you're going to sit there and call Tim Osman the character on YouTube that's trying to lead people to some actual truth because he doesn't want to believe in flat earth. He must be a troll. No wonder he hates all you motherfuckers. He's never taken anything he said seriously. You've never sat back and realized, wait, he's trying to tell you that you have no proof and that maybe you should step back and stop shitting on real truth. Maybe you should step back and instead of saying the earth is flat, say that this is suspicious. It's suspicious that NASA is providing CGI imagery. He might agree with that. He might actually agree that NASA doesn't provide pictures of Earth from space. He might actually agree with that. But the way that you present it, you have to believe the earth is flat. Fuck fuck that. It's made me not want to fucking believe in the fucking flat earth. I never said that we're living on a ball, John. Like I said, Pete, you can feel free to ask me for an invite if you want. I'll go to my inbox, Pete Shee. I'll send you the link to the hangout. I'll just fucking link it in the chat. Fucking, I'm not scared of anybody sniping me or whatever. I'm not scared of that shit. Doesn't worry me. I've had many channels taken down. Join if you want, bro. It's up to you. Tell me what your problem is. You are talking shit. Tell me what I'm talking shit about. I'm going to go crack and open another bourbon. Feel free to join. Oh, we've got someone in here. Oh, there you go, Pete. What am I talking shit about, buddy?
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Petey?
Pete'll do, or whatever you want.
So, what am I talking about?
Young Timmy's here to help us, Adam.
I didn't say that he's here to help us. He's his own person that's entitled to his own opinion.
You said he was honest, so...
Well, I'm saying that whatever he says, it's what he believes.
But you can say that about anybody. Like, I mean, how would you know that?
Because I've seen Timmy for years now, and I haven't seen him backtrack on what he's tried to say. He's had his own opinion, and it might vary from time to time, but it's really just the same opinion, is that there is a cult that is derailing the actual truth. And that's what I've heard him say the whole time.
Absolutely agree. I mean, but you're the very one to talk about character clans, character actors, troops of people going around playing roles. How do you know Timmy isn't one of these?
Well, he hasn't shown his face. So if he was to be in here as some type of a character that's trying to play a role, well, what fucking character is he playing? The faceless troll that's called Tim Osman that, like I've shown, leads to Osama bin Laden, that leads you back down the rabbit hole to 9/11, and it's actually trying to direct you to something? Or is he a Poncho Pete that's trying to use green screen images and using people's fucking pictures and using people's names?
You were friends with Poncho at one stage, Adam, weren't you?
I wouldn't say friends. I was what would you say? I would accompany him onto hangouts. I would accompany anybody onto a hangout to try and find whatever truth I could at the time. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I can be a nice guy and I just want to sit there and I want to find truth, whether it be with you, whether it be with, like, if that Dread guy would have been able to have an actual conversation, I would have been so-called friends with Dread, because I would have been sitting there having a reasonable discussion with Dread about how NASA lies and, you know, the Earth might not be a ball and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then everybody would have been like, well, you're friends with Dread. No, I'm not fucking friends with Dread. The next question I would have asked him is, why did you set your stream up like Twitch, and why are you asking people for donations? But instead of me going on there and having a suck ass with him, I'm over that shit. I just went straight in and said, why did you set your stream up like Twitch? Why are you trying to fucking make people donate to you? Why are you trying to entice people to subscribe to you? And then they derailed it and said, you must be associated to Tim Osman. Fuck, I've known Tim Osman for years. Doesn't mean I'm associated to him. I'm from Australia. He's from Colorado, if I'm correct. I think that's wait. I know that he's from Texas somewhere, Denver. I think it was. He said that he's from. I'm from Australia. How the fuck are we even? We're not even in the same fucking realm. Like, I'm on the bottom of the ball. He's on the top of the ball.
Wouldn't you? Well, I mean, it's according to you now, Adam. It's neither up. You're an idiot if you believe it's a ball. You're an idiot if you believe it's flat. I don't know where you stand, but let me just say, weren't you the first one to call out people who were nameless and faceless? And weren't you the first one to say that these people should not be listened to or taken heed of?
Can't take him seriously. Take him seriously.
Yet you want me to take Tim Osman seriously? Has been an honest...
I didn't tell you to take him seriously. I've never said to take him seriously. I've said to look at what he actually provides. All right, it's like a grain of salt. You look at the grain of salt for what it is. So
what does he actually provide?
Tim Osman as this nameless, faceless character. Let's go off what he's actually provided. He's joined Flat Earth shows and he's tried to debate on the opposite side of Flat Earth and say that Flat Earth is wrong. And then when you look into the character of Tim Osman, you'll end up with Osama bin Laden.
No, well, you won't. You'll end up looking into the rabbit hole that is Tim Osman, which is exactly
the CIA aide being Tim Osman, which is Osama bin Laden.
No. Barack Obama played the role of Osama bin Laden.
Well, yeah. Well, I've heard that one too, of Dallas Goldbug. Yeah.
No, it's not Dallas Goldbug. That's many other people have looked into that. I've done my own research into that, and it's a man.
Yeah. And I can go off the same thing. Yeah, there's room for that.
So Tim might be sending you in the wrong direction. Then doesn't
make it true. Doesn't make it true, but yes, that's a
No.
possibility.
Yeah.
I'd
I mean,
agree that is a possibility. It's a possibility that Osama bin Laden was played by Barack Obama. It's a possibility that JFK was played by whoever predecessed him. Who was the guy that got into presidency after JFK?
Jimmy Carter.
Who?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. So Jimmy Carter actually played the role of JFK and et cetera, et cetera. I've seen them. I've seen them around. It's Dallas Goldbug. Really, is everything?
No.
Everything's a circus.
It's not. Hang on, Adam. It's not Dallas Goldbug. I see what you're trying to do here, but do you think
but that is, if you wanted to actually put it into perspective, it's not saying that it's Dallas Goldbug, but that is if you wanted to look into somebody that actually does that type of research and they do it continuously, it's Dallas Goldbug. Nobody else does that work except for Dallas Goldbug.
Well,
nobody else sits there and says this person is this person is a crisis actor, or this person is an actor and this person's associated to this family is the one that's doing it all. That's Dallas Goldbug work. I've fucking looked into it. I know who does that work. Well, all right. And that's what I believe. I believe in a similar concept. I believe that Dallas Goldbug, whoever it is, Ed Sheeraney, I believe that he got a lot of them wrong, but he's on the right lines. Yes, I believe that. That's my personal beliefs, but beliefs are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Right. Do you, so obviously he has a name built up for himself and he's so closely associated with, is it Groden? I can't remember his first name. William Groden, I think maybe, who was a big 9/11 researcher in inverted commas. So his whole story is suspicious in itself. But do you believe or do you think that JFK was an actor himself? And do you think he died in November 1963?
No, my belief is irrelevant though. But if you wanted to know, but my belief, no, I believe that majority, like 99% of what's shown to us on so-called TV is just a show. It's a circus. It's a fucking show, a live show, a Big Brother that they're able to manipulate, do whatever they want on.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with you.
Pete, I must ask, you do call me a liar. I try to bring observable evidence that anyone can go and check and validate themselves that would, make most people believe that they're on a sphere. So what exactly do I lie about, Pete?
Adam,
if this is the truth movement, and somebody comes in and says, hey, this is observable evidence for what you have now discarded, the sphere model, then how am I a bad guy?
Okay, Tim. I never said you were a bad guy. I know you're an actor, of course, on this.
What is an actor? You think everybody's an actor. Why don't I call you an actor, a clues-formed stooge that goes around saying disinfo, saying everybody's everybody else, everybody's a tranny? You're the joke here, dude.
Who's everyone? Well, why don't you go on camera, Tim?
Why would I?
I go on camera. And
why?
What I have to say to you.
Why would I?
Are you a character now or are you a man? You see, when you're talking to
Adam nailed it. Adam nailed it. He says, Tim has been around to know what happens to people. Okay, I'm anti some of these conspiratorial memes that come up like flat earth, and I don't want to have my family put in danger because I'm trying to help people on the internet
put in danger
about their fucking ignorances. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to help people out of this nonsense.
Have you been shouting from the rooftops about Boston Marathon hoax?
Yeah, I did. I shouted from the rooftops about the Ebola
long
outbreak.
ago.
I shouted from the rooftops about the Sydney siege. I shouted from the rooftops about the what was at the time, Timmy, the Virginia shooting, and then it went to the plane crash, and then it went to the gay nightclub shooting, and there was all these other ones in between and whatnot. And I was one of the main people that used to sit there and I'd give my name and whatnot, and every time they would use my fucking family against me. And you know how scary that is? It's not scary for me. I am a rugged person. I did not give a fuck. I will fight. But when you bring my mum into it and whatnot, and my nan and whatnot, that makes me not want to do it. It's like, well, fuck. Now I've got to step back, and I realize that
you're stronger than that.
I'm not only incriminating myself, I'm putting my family members at risk. So if these creeps want to come out and touch me up, yeah, sweet. I can sit there and say that I'm rugged and whatnot. But my mum's unknowing. Why the fuck does she deserve to have any type of?
And Adam, I want to clear the air real quick. You said earlier that I didn't do any of that trolling. That's true. I literally never did. We were messing around. You would go freak out, and I would kind of laugh and blah blah blah. But I had never made any accounts with your mom, or you know what I'm saying. None of that, because that's low. That is low, and you don't deserve it.
Can I just say?
You speak what you think.
That was a question.
Go ahead.
That was a question to Tim, Adam. But you answered there in terms of your own exposing hoaxes hoaxes. Yeah, when I asked you about 9/11, everyone knows my view on 9/11. Tim says I'm a pusher, clues forum pusher, whereas in fact it's just an area of research that looks into the possibility of media hoaxes and media fakery. Which, Adam, you say you're on board. Tim, you say you're on board media hoaxes. My question to Adam is, how come when I asked you about 9/11, you said you wouldn't know, you weren't there? That was your answer.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there. Like,
it's a good answer.
No, you weren't there at any of the other episodes.
Because, like, I can look at it from a lot of different aspects. I am a realist, so I can say that the whole thing was an elaborate hoax that was shown to me on TV. Then I can go off people that are actually in America and they say, no, that certain things happen. And then I have to either believe that they're truthful about it. You know, there's so many different levels of how corrupt is this system. Is everybody lying to me, or can I believe certain people? Do I want to be this sheltered little fucking bitch that doesn't believe anybody? You know what I mean? I can do that and say that the whole thing was an elaborate hoax and 9/11 didn't even happen. New York doesn't even exist. Or I can sit there and be a realist and say, well, I don't know exactly what happened because I wasn't there.
So what's your best guess, Matt? You made a best guess.
I believe that the towers were brought down somehow or another, and there was an inside job by the military, not the government, the military.
Yeah.
That's how I would say it. Everybody sits there and says the government's going to get against me. It's the fucking military that's against you.
Okay, was it a hoax? This is all we're trying to find out. Was what was presented to us an unreality, a hoax?
It was in my opinion, this is only my opinion, they done what they done so then they could go to war with Iraq, so then they could take whatever resources they wanted.
Did they kill 3,000 people of their own?
No, I don't believe that. I mean, this is my opinion.
Pete,
so
why do you do this? Why do you do this every time, Pete? So you come on people's panel and you give them a Pete Shea litmus test where they have to, maybe 100 people died and they exaggerated it to 3,000. Who cares, dude?
Yeah, that's it.
You believe in what you believe in.
Died. I can go off the Russian vids concept and nobody died, nobody got hurt. I don't know. And that's sometimes I think that the media doesn't need to kill people. They just need to say they kill people. But that's my opinion. My opinion's like an asshole. Everybody has one, man.
I think after the Oklahoma City bombing, I think that they kind of learned to not kill people, truthfully.
That was another hoax. No one died in Oklahoma, Tim, and you know this well enough as well. Now, the only way we can come to formulate...
How do you know that no one died? Hold on. You're not gonna assert things. You're not gonna gish gallop here, okay? Because you're talking with me and Adam, and we're a little more objective than you. So if you're gonna say something, how do you qualify that statement?
Okay, will you? If I lead you to the research, will you look into it?
Clues form, right?
I've looked into like nearly 99% of 9/11.
Right.
I've looked into the duty ward. I've been around for years, bro. I've looked into the duty ward, like the fucking energy weapons. I've looked into the planes being CGI. I've looked into it being a missile. I've looked into it to being fucking UFOs. I've looked into some fucking creepy shit. You know what I mean? That it was like Fight Club. You know what I mean? It was
possibilities.
Fight Club that you have to go into underground and fucking even find these videos. And it was Fight Club, and there was like nobody actually died because everybody in the building was associated to the Fight Club, and the Fight Club is the UFC and whatnot. Like, and you expect me to sit there and believe some of it, and it's like, well, I gotta step back and say, well, I don't know. Fuck, my friends are in MMA. They fight and shit. You know what I mean? So then I've got to think, well, are they a part of that shit then? Like, what do you want me to believe? That my own friends are a part of this Fight Club? That they're not going to tell me like what's going on? Who am I?
You're very sure. You're very sure of the nonsense that you push, Pete. But the thing is that you're talking to two people that are now that have been through the conspiracy ringer. We've been through it. Okay, we've heard all the retarded claims. Some of the ones that seem more plausible. Seem more plausible, right? And now we're more objective and say, hey, we're going to look at this situation. We're going to look at all aspects of it, and we're going to disseminate that information. But at the end of the day, there's a philosophy where if you just go with all of the conspiracy shit, then you're on the complete wrong side of the road of truth. And if you go with all of the mainstream shit, then you're on the completely wrong side of the truth too.
What's that philosophy called, Tim? Is there a name, nomenclature on that certain philosophy? What is it called? Have you studied it much?
That's kind of my philosophy after 6-8 years of fucking conspiracy, dude. That's my philosophy.
An alcoholic,
what
Tim,
we call cognitive dissonance, if you want to sit there and into words. But it's like the concept of 9/11, all right? People want to always talk about 9/11, and then they bring in this Building 7 bullshit, and they say Building 7 9/11 collapsed on itself, but they always forget to put into perspective what was actually said about 9/11. When you look into the whole thing, I've looked into it, all right, and 9/11, the building 7 come down on itself, however it fucking may have happened.
We didn't get to see how it happened.
The building was burning for over 12 hours straight, and it was fueled by a ruptured gas main that was getting pumped from this fucking basement. But no conspiracy theorist wants to ever touch on that.
Nonsense, Adam.
Nonsense. That's
nice, Adam.
Proven that there was a gas main that was fucking ruptured in the basement that was pumping gas into the fuel. All right.
Diesel.
So when you want to say that building 7, there was nothing that could have brought that tower down like it did. There was a fucking ruptured gas main in the basement that was fueling the fire that would have fueled it to the excessive temperatures that it needed to collapse on itself. But nobody wants to talk about that. And I'm a realist. I'm a realist. I don't say that it wasn't a hoax. I say that some things are bullshit.
Where's your proof for this, Adam?
Well, when you want to look into it, you've got to look at all aspects of what's being said. Doesn't mean I believe it, but there is the claims that are being made. So when you look at the mainstream, they're saying that. That's what the mainstream says, is there was ruptured gas mains that fueled the fire. And
I don't give a shit.
Conspiracy theorists just want to dismiss that and say, no, the building collapsed on itself in fucking free fall speed, blah, blah, blah. But they never ever say that the mainstream says that there was ruptured gas mains in the basement that were fueling the fire for 12 hours.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the footage of the Building 7 collapse is genuine?
No, I don't believe any of that footage was fucking I wasn't there. I can't believe it because I don't believe anything that comes off the media. To this day,
but you're just talking about a gas leak.
Well, that's a fucking fake because media needs a story. The media needs a story. So they'll do whatever they fucking need to create a story. If there is an event like 9/11, they've got their perfect fucking scenario. They can do whatever they want off of that. If 3 buildings collapse, they can say whatever they fucking want about that and people will eat it up.
I mean, Tim came in there. I don't know what his purpose was in coming in. He sort of disputed with me, but he also sort of disputed with you because you seem to share a lot of the same views as I do. And I've realized this before talking to you. We realize this sort of stuff. Our job, I guess, if you want to put it that way, as investigators, as truthers, if you will. I want to find out the truth of the situation as much as I can.
That's it. But
so this is where
can't assume. Just wait, Pete. To find the truth, you can't assume that you're right. So even though I have heard the rumors that there was a ruptured gas main that fueled the fire, doesn't mean it's true. That just means they've made a scenario for that collapse to be plausible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I understand the concept. I'm a realist. that understands that the media lies, all right, and the government lies. So they're going to make sure that their claims are met with sufficient so-called evidence. You know what I mean? Like planes hitting the towers wasn't enough to make all 3 of them collapse. So, you know, the 2 planes hitting the 2 towers made 2 towers fall. How did the 3rd tower fall? Well, they have a story for that, but the conspiracy theorists don't like to bring into the story what the mainstream says. Like the conspiracy theorists like to say that it collapsed by itself with nothing to do with it. But there is a story behind it. What they don't fucking talk about is the Pentagon, or you know what I mean? Like there's very minimal, like there is ways to go about getting the truth, but the way that it's being done is by manipulating what has been said into what they want it to be said.
This is kind of a real strange position you have here, Adam. I don't think you understand my position fully. Yes, I understand with all of these conspiracies, not just 9/11, that a narrative is scripted out beforehand, and you have all of the different rabbit holes and all of the different, in inverted commas, supported evidence, right? What we're trying to do is get to the bottom line. When you talk about Building 7, the Solomon buildings, from where I'm at now, that was the center of control. We didn't see anything live that day. They had live broadcast in the top of the screen like we do have here, but we were dealing with a pre-prepared movie. What happened in reality, which is where I've come, right? And what I'm saying to people is the research is there as well. You can clarify all of this for yourself and come out wherever you will, but you won't be any further along if you don't investigate. 9/11 was the biggest psyop of our time. Those building collapses that we saw, both the Twin Towers and Building 7, were faked footage. They were not real captures of real real event. This is the point about the research of lots of clues.
I could agree that it's fake footage, but in the concept of how fake was it CGI and the whole thing didn't take place, I can understand that. And people aren't in the place right now to step back and say how real were these events? How elaborate was this hoax? Did they turn around and demolish these buildings and then turn around and then create a movie to then perpetrate a lie? Which would be the Fight Club concept. And that's what I've tried to say to people is, when they ask, what do you believe? And I say, well, I believe, and this is only my belief, that it's similar to Fight Club, that the little Fight Club is the media and all these other elaborate hoaxes and whatnot, all these fakers like the Joe Rogans, etc. That's why it is Fight Club, because they're all fucking liars and they've got positions of power. And they are the ones that perpetrated the lie, and they continue to do so, and they sell their brands from it. Well, that's why I called it out. I called it out years ago. I called out years ago that Under Armour was going to be a really big brand. I called out years ago that the North Face was going to be a really big brand, and now they're one of the two fucking. They're bigger than Nike.
I never heard of those brands, but did you invest in them, Adam?
No, I don't follow corruption. Like, even though I might see it, doesn't mean I'm going to follow it. You know what I mean? Like that'd be like telling me that I should fucking put my money into McDonald's. I know that McDonald's isn't going to fucking fail anytime soon, or KFC. I know that they're not going to fail anytime soon, but doesn't mean I'm going to put my money into them because I don't believe in the corruption. I don't believe in, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't see that. That's not going to be any better for me and my morale, my soul. That'll make me, when I get old, it'll make me feel like a bad person.
Why? So you have nothing to do with money, is it?
No, money's nothing, man. Money's material. Material is just material. Fuck. You get rich, you get poor. True succeeding is to be who you want to be.
It's not dishonest to make money on an intelligent.
No, it's not dishonest. But like, if I made money off people's sorrow, then that would be dishonest to me, myself. I'm not saying don't do it to anybody else. It's your own fucking choice. But
how is it sorrow?
To me, that's just
sports brands. How would you recognize in the potential of a sports brand value? I guess how would that be making money off someone's sorrow?
Well, it's the Fight Club that use their brands in hoaxes, so fakery. So say like in JFK, there were certain brands that were used in JFK and they were promoted and whatnot, and they flashed the symbols, you know what I mean? And those brands were the ones that were bought. So on the police officers or in the backdrop, the ones that were seen, they were wearing whatever brand it may have been, and people bought that brand because they seen it as a higher, you know what I mean? Like it's like if you see a superstar, if you see Beyonce wearing whatever it may be, if you see whatever your famous person is that you like, if you see them wearing a certain brand, you're more likely to go out and buy the same brand they are.
I agree with you. Of course, we know this with most of the hoaxes. You have your hoaxes down in Australia as well, of course, but there is brands associated with these hoaxes, so it's a big form of advertisement. But we know it's all theatre anyway, so it can't be true sorrow. Adam, can I feel true sorrow now for the 3,000 victims in 9/11? No, I can't, because I've come to realise, to the best of my ability, to know that no, there was actually no victim. I'm feeling sorry for the wrong people, or I'm wasting my sorrow, on ghosts or chimera. So it is a tough one to navigate through life and to try and remain honest, isn't it, Adam? I talked to you before about the legal name fraud, and you said, look, I remember your response, you know what it is, but we have to live in this world, and you're happy enough to deal with. Well, we know fundamentally that the legal name is not ours, so we're acting illegally when we do use it. It's just a matter of law, right, or a matter of legality. So again, it's a tough balance.
I understand that, like it's the barter system that we live in. Like that's what I would have said last time. It's the barter system that we live in. If we don't have this barter system, what do we have? We have the pirate age, which is I have as much goods as what I have, and you have as much goods as what you have. And if we want to interact with each other, we have to trade whatever goods we have. There is no intermediate good. There is no money. So if I have a cupboard you want, then you can buy the cupboard. So, I've got to go out there and make beds, cupboards, you know what I mean? Like there's no intermediate. That's why I believe in this so-called, this whatever you wanted to call it, this name system or whatever it is. It's a monetary system, and I follow it because we need this money system, because people don't have whatever it is they need to barter. The guy that goes out and does everybody's plumbing, what has he got to trade?
I know, man. I know, and it is a difficult one. But one thing we do realize is, and I'm looking forward to hearing your stance or where you're at the minute in terms of, the earth, whatever the hell, its shape and nature that you find yourself on. But we know that everything associated with the spinning ball is a fabrication. I think this is how it works on a grander scale, and they fabricated the very nature of the place we live on.
But doesn't make it flat.
Must be flat.
It doesn't make it flat, though.
No. Well, I was going to ask Tim there if he was an honest investigator, right? And if you're an honest investigator, Adam, isn't the first question that we must all ask is, are we moving or are we still? What do you think?
No, I would say, why are the people that tell us the things they tell us telling us the things they tell us? That's the question that I would ask. I wouldn't ask about any type of claims they've made. I would ask them why they're saying the things they say. Like, why are you providing me CGI imagery when you say that you can provide me real pictures? That would be the question that I stay on. I would stay on that until they actually answered it, because NASA hasn't answered the question. So why did we move on when NASA hasn't answered the question? You know what I mean? There's no use in saying that the Earth is flat because they didn't answer the question. We need to wait until they respond to the question.
They're entertainment. NASA are listed under entertainment.
I know that. But people that, you know what I mean? We're a select group that are, truthers, and we are skeptical of what's being presented to us. We shouldn't be assuming that we know what it is and then jump forward and say that we're better than NASA or better than these scientists, because then the people that are engineers and that have done this thing, they dismiss us instantly because they think, well, these nutters think they know what I know, and they think they know more than I know based on looking at a few YouTube videos, but they don't understand what we've actually done. You know what I mean? Like there's a catch-22 there. So you've got to put it into perspective and think, well, I don't need to approach this the way that it's been approached. I need to approach NASA and say, everybody, I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking NASA. I'm saying this motherfucker over here, NASA, is fake. These fuckers have been showing us CGI imagery and they say that it's real. Let's just approach that and not try and dictate on what shape it is. Let's just try and confront NASA on the fakery that they've presented.
Well, as you say earlier on, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has. I'm talking about a fundamental level of questioning for the individual, for you yourself, for me. Forget about what anyone else. Is that not a fundamental question that we must ask? Are we moving or are we still? Can you think of a more fundamental question? If we were to set out this minute, forgetting everything that everyone said, and try and investigate the shape and nature of this Earth herself, would that not be a fundamental question? Are we moving or are we still? Because look, we look up at the sky. Right?
I understand, but you're ahead of that. Like, if you go back to, like, I understand what you're saying is, what question would you ask? And that's a fundamental question for you. But everyday people, they don't follow that. That doesn't affect them. If they're moving on a ball and they're standing still on a ball, or they're standing still on a flat realm, that's irrelevant to them. They turn around to themselves and say, well, it doesn't really fucking matter to me, because if I'm on a ball and it's moving, and if it's not and I'm standing still and it's standing still, well, it's the same shit. And they dismiss it in their own head. You know what I mean?
Who cares what everyday people think, Adam? I mean, you're being a bit incoherent, which is most unlike you. I mean, who cares what everyday people think? I'm asking
because everyday people are the ones that we want to wake up.
Yeah, but to what?
We want to wake them up to the fact that NASA are fake, and NASA cannot provide us proof that we're on a spinning ball. You know what I mean? Spinning or not, they can't provide us proof that we're on what they say that we're on. Right. So why should we believe them? And why should we believe any space agency when they can't fucking launch rockets into space? Like, that's the biggest lie right there, is to tell us that there's things in the sky called satellites and that they can get to the fucking moon and et cetera, et cetera. Don't worry about the shape. Just worry about the claims that they've made. NASA have made claims that they can get to the moon, or they can launch fucking satellites into fucking outer space and to reach Mars and Saturn and Jupiter and all these things. All this shit's bullshit. From there, we'll be able to, you know what I mean? We'll be able to get some proof. We'll be able to have free thinking again, where people are like, well, they haven't been to space, so we can make free energy. We can, because NASA's a fucking fraud and they're telling us that we have to follow them, but we don't. We can do whatever we want.
Man, you said you've been in flat Earth since 2012. That's before me. I think I came to the realization about 2013, but I was investigating it in 2012. Now, you talk about NASA. Tim came in there and sort of derided me for constantly referencing people to go look at the research at Clues Forum. They have done all of this research back. It's ongoing now, but back in 2011, 2012, exposing NASA left, right, and center. So we know that we know they're a fraudulent organization. Doesn't matter who I tell in real life, Adam. They're just miles away from our ways of thinking. You know what I mean? It's going to take something else for them to wake up. The point I'm trying to ascertain here is
I've been able to wake so many people up. Like within the last year to 2 years, I've been able to wake up like nearly every single person that approaches me. I'm able to wake them up within 10 minutes. 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and I've woken them up, and they come back to me, and they start to become sheepish towards me. And then I tell them straight up, it's whatever you want it to be. Don't let people tell you that it's a flat earth. Don't let people tell you it's this.
No.
Because it's all been a lie the whole time. And the concept of the lie being taught to you is the concept of you believing somebody else's fucking theory instead of coming up with it yourself.
Right.
Because one ant's telling another ant that it's something.
Right. So these people that you've woken up, right, they've lost their faith and trust in NASA. Now they're about answering the real questions that present themselves, which is what is exactly the shape and the nature of this earth. So how do they go about answering that? And this is where I come back to my fundamental question. I think it is the fundamental question as well. When we look up, we see the stars, we see the moon, the sun moving, or else we're moving. Something is moving, right? So
what I've noticed is they don't really start questioning that. What they do is they come back to me and they say, like, it's usually on news reports. They'll say, I've seen a news report about this event, and I looked into the event and there was no evidence that event happened. And I'm like, well, what do you believe? And they're like, well, I believe that this and this and this happened, and then they staged it for this purpose. And then I look into it, and they're usually on the right path. And it's not about finding out what shape the earth is. It's about knowing that there's corruption, that there's an actor-based reality, and there's a bunch of actors that want you to believe their reality instead of having your own reality. There's a bunch of actors that want you to buy their brands instead of making your own brand.
Enter Tim Osman. Enter Tim Osman. Yeah. Look at your chat at the minute. Curved Water, Cigar Face, Clive Adams, Mr. Universe, all ball earthers, all ridiculers, all reality deniers, all status quoticians, all anti-conspiracy crew. Again, Adam, you're referencing people you've spoken to. I obviously don't know these people, but I can understand the different type of responses we might get. I'm asking you, once a person gets beyond the fabricated nature of the information that's presented to us, how did they go about ascertaining? And I think everyone wants to know. So I think, again, it is a fundamental issue. So how did they go about ascertaining what is the shape and the truth?
Well, that's when you have to come up with your own fairy tale. That's when I get mocked. That's what I tell them is I've had people ask me, and the same people, they say, well, what do you believe it is? And then I have to sit there and describe it, and I have to go into thorough detail about how my spider god theory works. And I say, but this is only my opinion. This isn't what I'm saying is fact. It could be anything. It could be.
What was your starting position, Adam? That's your bottom line, right? You can't just jump in and tell us, even if that's the complete truth, Adam. No one is going to believe you because they haven't followed the steps that you've followed.
Definitely. Yeah, that's right. They can't. That's right. So I have to tell them, like
how you started. So what was your starting point? What was your fundamental question after you found out about the bullshit? What was your fundamental question when you set out to develop a model or some sort of an honest or coherent model within your own brain? Is that a tough question?
A model of the earth. Well, it's not based on the model. The model come from looking into the symbolism that was hidden from you. They didn't want to tell you. It's what they're not telling you. That's how I've done it. But I won't tell anybody to do it the way that I've done it, because it led me down a rabbit hole that took me a long time to get my own head from stopping to spin around. My head was spinning for so long, and not like a spinning ball, but spinning. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if I could trust my own thoughts. I didn't know if my spider god theory was so out of the world that I couldn't believe myself. And then I started to realize that it's not about my truth. That's not the truth. That's just my opinion, and my opinion is like everybody else's opinion, and they're entitled to it. So instead of telling them that they have to believe what the books have told them, it's to think of a fairy tale themselves. Think of their own fairy tale. What is the best fairy tale they could have, because their existence is minute and they're only here for a minute time. So whatever existence is going to benefit them the most, try and go on that.
Well, listen, Adam, you're really incoherent in the sense that everyone must, once you come out of fog, in a sense, once you realize that pretty much everything that's been thrown at you is nonsense, then you must try, I think it's human nature to try and fill in a truth for ourselves. Of course, we know that each and every one of us has done a different journey, but there's always a starting point in terms of logical, deductive reasoning. So it'd be easier just to say where I'm at then, right? For me, the fundamental question that everyone must ask, once they've come through the NASA nonsense and the science nonsense, let me just say as well, I was just happened to be in a pub last week or a couple of weeks ago, and there was this science, Pint for Science it was called. So the university that I went to, actually, which had nothing to do with, but they were organising this Pint for Science, a pub gathering where they're pushing, I know they were pushing all these things. I confronted before the lecture, I just chatted to the guy who was giving the main speech. I busted him in 5 minutes, Adam. When you ask the basic question, of course, is the fundamental question, is the earth moving or is it still? This is where Newton comes in and Einstein comes in their attempts to answer this fundamental question. And of course, they all start with the assumption that the earth is moving. Now, if the earth isn't moving, right, then the ball doesn't enter the equation based alone on the universal behavior of water under standard conditions of temperature and pressure, so that leaves me immediately. I don't need to go beyond that. Now, I have delved into all of the different reasonings for and against flat and ball earth, etc., but that's where I've come out now at a fundamental question: are we moving or are we still? And if we are still, then the ball doesn't even enter. So that's what I think of fundamental question. And then you can go on to develop your different theories. Your spider god theory is interesting, Adam. I think it's allegorical though, and it's representative of the nature of the barrier that separates us from the, whatever you want to call it. I call it the waters beyond.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I don't take it as a literal spider.
What keeps us within this realm, whatever you want to call it. And that's when people say, what creates this ecosystem? And that's what I say is it's like a hydro setup, really, you know what I mean, like a hydroponic setup to grow plants or whatever it may be, and the creatures that created this, if you put it into perspective, like people like to say it's like the Anunnaki or the Nephilim or et cetera, and they make it seem like a Scientology type of a concept where it's like Scientology, Battlefield Earth 101, they created us and then they put a dome over us so then we could harvest the minerals. Well, then I took that and then I shit all over it and I was like, well, the creatures that I will put into it, they weren't smart per se. This was what they do. This is how they live. You know what I mean? It's not about them coming down here and manipulating our genes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The spiders in my realm, this is how we fucking survive. Like in the infinite plane society, whatever it is, the infinite plane, how you see all these little flat earth fucking things. That's my spider god theory. And then they shat all over my spider god theory with that, is because I said that from the start, is there's all little fucking circles. All right. There's all little circles and there's the spider that sits above us. The spider sits above us and then it spins its fucking balls. All right. And then when they hatch, they come out and fucking eat us. And that's the sun and the moon. And we are just like fucking minute little ants or fucking fleas or parasites compared to what it is that comes down. And when you look at the movies, the symbolism's there to represent that.
Yeah.
And that's only my opinion though. See, my opinion's like an asshole. And that's not saying that that's true. That's saying that that's what I can perceive that. I can perceive.
Yeah. You followed a certain thread and this is where it has led you. And, that's why your opinion would be more valuable than someone just coming along and pulling out of their butthole like we live on the back of a giant space goat or something, because it would just be a statement and it wouldn't be backed by anything. It wouldn't have been, arrived at via any sort of logical or reasonable manner. It would just be a statement. But I have said about
spider symbolism, like that. That's what I was trying to say. Like, well, that's what I'll say now is that when you said it's not backed by anything, like other people's, like we're on the back of a turtle or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? They say, well, the only reason that I said spider was because I looked into the symbolism that was used against us and was hidden. And you get the bulls and the bears, and people like to mock me for going and investigating the bulls and the bears in the Bible and trying to put the concept of Cain is a is a canine tooth. Sorry, the canine tooth represented Cain, so Cain was represented as a bear, and a bull was represented as a bull, which what was it? Fucking sacrificed his own kind, which is what the bulls do. They sacrifice the cows and whatnot, you know. So it was a concept of, you know, the bulls and the bears, which is the stock market, and I could see the concept of it, but then I looked further than that and found the creature that they didn't want to talk about, which was the spider. And the spider was represented by the electromagnetic field, the World Wide Web, the dome as a firmament that were held in by something that has a web over us. Well, what creates a fucking web? A spider. So I put it into perspective and I tried to figure out what this parallel might be. You know, if we're on a layer, on a layer, on a layer, and we might be an ant or tinier than an ant or whatever it may be, what type of existence can we live in?
That reminds me of a line from one of my songs. We're all as big as we are small, Adam. I mean, we are what we are, you know. And, absolutely everyone will have their own pathway to take them to where they are now and the way they think, you know. And I'm definitely open-minded about everything. One thing I have said about Flat Earth is that it opens up a whole new realm of possibility. No, it really does. This is the real fantasy. The fake fantasy is the ball and the heliocentric and the Big Bang model. But
I believe that too. I believe that, you know, the indoctrination to this heliocentric universe that makes us irrelevant is exactly for that purpose, to make us not want to go and explore, you know, because I think that we're not that advanced. I think that the military and everybody that, you know, how the lie that they say that the military is like 50 years ahead of us, I think that's absolute bullshit. I think that they steal whatever they can because they're not even that far ahead of us.
No, man, I don't believe that for a second.
That's what I believe. I believe that they're not that far ahead of us. I believe that the military is not that far ahead of us. That's why they don't have anything in the sky like satellites. That's why they use the underwater cables and they use the radar dishes to communicate the same things that we use to communicate. So they're not that far ahead of us because they don't have any really advanced technology. They don't have fucking jetpacks. Like, and when they do, we have the same fucking jetpacks. You know what I mean? They don't have these advanced systems.
You tell me all the best minds, Adam, with money being no limit, haven't developed electromagnetic technology to an extent that we couldn't imagine. No, this is not about.
I don't believe that it's true. That's why I believe that they put that concept out there to make us feel like they are more advanced than us. So then it's more of a superiority chain where we look at it like a pyramid, like they deserve to be where they are because they're superior than us. So then we are at the lower scale.
You talk about satellites. I mean, first of all, we know in terms of functionality, how does that work? Well, I know you're not a flat earther or a ball earther. I'd like to know what you actually are, but I mean, there's no practicality to it, you know.
I don't believe in a satellite. I don't believe satellites exist.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they work on a globe Earth, but that's fantasy, you know. So in reality, look at us now. You're in Australia. I'm in the west coast of Ireland. We're speaking in real time. If you put on our cameras, you know, everything would be real time. That's amazing technology.
We're speaking via underwater cables and radar dishes, like the Arecibo Observatory. The Arecibo Observatory is not an observatory; it's a big radar dish.
Yeah, I agree, Adam. I agree. And Tesla technology is in use, and it is a reality. And we know that Aaron Dover, I think he was a character as well, Adam. He died at age 42. He just exited stage left, but he talked about all of these high-rise towers being drawers of energy, I guess, from the atmosphere, which I think is true. We live under an ether. We live under an electromagnetic field, for me.
Yeah, well, I believe it's the web of vibrations. I believe it's all based on vibrations. And those vibrations are linked to the spider that's above. And then everybody can mock me. Oh, you believe in a spider god? Well, it's all vibrations. Yeah. And the creature that hunts on vibrations is the spider. So when the creature enters the spider's web, the spider knows it's in its web because of the vibration that the creature made. And it's like the movie, and the movie, I say movies because they always fucking use these movies to mock people. Well, the After Earth with Will Smith and his son, where and it's spider creatures. Will Smith is unable to be seen by these creatures because he's tranquil or whatever it may be. But whoever is not, they're able to be seen because of their vibration.
Right. Well,
put that in perspective. You know what I mean? that's my belief. It doesn't make it true.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
cool.
not like I can turn around tomorrow and say like I've got something else that's more solid and whatnot. But at this present time, I haven't seen anything that beats what I've been able to present. And if I was able to write a book or present it in the proper format, I would be able to run this YouTube shit down to the ground. Everybody would be sucking my dick. I'm telling you, it's funny as like, and that's why I do not want to do it. I do not want to do it because it's my opinion, it's my belief, and I don't want to make people believe that it's true because it's only mine. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make it true.
Well,
You know what I mean? I'm about true and false statements. I'm like a computer. I can't prove that it's true because I haven't fucking seen the spider above. I know that this world works off vibrations, but that's for me. You know what I mean? Other people might have something else that makes something else solid for them.
right, but is it your first hangout, by the way?
Beg your pardon?
Is this your first hangout on your own channel?
No, I've had plenty of hangouts on my own channel.
Or well, I haven't seen you sort of doing this time. I know you had your videos and all that, and of course we met via other hangouts. But I was just thinking that, I mean, this is a perfect platform, Adam, to develop and expand upon your thinking. You know, let me ask you this question. I just asked, it's just something that popped up over in Dred's channel. I was just asking the moderator, Low Frequency, how he got his name. You know, and my reasoning behind that, we're always told to sort of raise our frequency. I've come to realize that pretty much everything is flipped 180 degrees, and tying in what you just said there about spiders recognizing vibrations. You know, is it in your opinion then that we should be doing the opposite and trying to lower our vibration? And also, we know we live out our lives, and we know that there's no sign of any giant spiders. How do they feed off our energy, or how does the system work? You know,
well, that's what I mean. Is the one that's it's if I was to put it into perspective, I've tried to do it, and people laugh, but I'll do it again for you. Is you have to go back into the books that have been written about this earth, and you have to bring the Bible into it, and other religious sectors like Jehovah's Witness and whatnot. And Jehovah's Witness believe that there's only a certain amount of people that are going to get taken to the next realm, to heaven. All right, and then you've got the Bible that says that there was Noah's flood, the flood of Noah's time, and I believe that the moon and the sun were the same. And flat earthers are almost like saying the same thing that I am, but just in a different concept. They say that the sun and the moon are the same size, they're the same, but one is light and one is dark. Well, in my concept, the sun and the moon were exactly the same, and one hatched. That's all the difference is one hatched, and that created the flood, because the flood was, you know, the egg hatching, which come down, you know, so the next hatching is the fucking sun. So they're not eating off us yet. They create life, and then they mass cultivate the life until until we reach a critical mass. And then once we reach a critical mass, then the egg cultivates, then the egg hatches.
That's interesting, Adam. What you said there, I thought you were going a different way, and I was going to go, get the fuck out of here, but no, you did go the way you went. But that's interesting. Sorry, continue on.
Well, that's how, like, it does make it true, you know, like I can, it's just a theory, and it's not even a theory, it's a philosophy. It's like, you know, Alice in Wonderland. It's like, well, if we live underneath a spider, and we are these minute little fucking ants, or lower than an ant, you know, compared to the spider, and if you look at the spider's type of concept, the female is the dominant one. So she comes and she sits on top of an area. So if you look at the infinite plane theory, you know, where they say that there's different flat like earths and whatnot, or different puddles. Yeah. Well, that's just my theory is it's a spider that stops, and then it spins its eggs, and its eggs create the heat that's needed to heat the ice. All right. And then we're able to have an ecosystem. So underneath the spider, we actually live underneath the spider, but we can't comprehend it because it's, you know what I mean? We can't comprehend the spider. It's fucking out of our comprehension,
out of our sphere of reality. I get it.
Yeah. If you understand what I mean. So that's
so many things will be on a flat, or again, what do you want to call it? A new Earth, whatever, a differing Earth. So
it spins the two eggs. Well, we live in a realm where there's only two. Other existences might have more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how it works, if it's just two every time, or if there's more in other puddles, there might be 3 eggs or whatnot. But in our existence, existence. We happen to be living underneath the two that are spinning, that created the friction needed and the heat needed to subside the waters, etc., etc. The same stories where you put all of it together, and it made sense to me. Where, all right, they spin the balls, spin the eggs, the egg hatched, the moon hatched, and the flood was created, and majority of mankind was wiped out of existence and eaten. And there's rumors of these giants coming down and eating us.
Where does the sort of god spider reside? Is it above us? Is it in the waters?
Well, that's the female. That would be the female. That would be the female that resides above us, and it's like the Egyptian hieroglyphs that describe a big female as the firmament.
I think the Bible was faked, Adam, and I think all our history is fabricated. I believe
that history was fabricated, but they have written books like the Bible to indoctrinate. But at the same time, when certain people read the book, like their own, you know what I mean? Like if I was to sit there and I'm an elitist, say I try to put it in perspective and say like, well, I'm an elitist and I know I'm going to die eventually, but I want to pass my knowledge on to my son. So instead of or my son's son, and I can't teach my son's son or my son's 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 son, et cetera, you know what I mean? I can't teach all them, and I'm not too sure if my son is going to do the right thing and teach his son the way that he needs to be taught. I'll write a book so then it dumbs down the rest of society, but at the same time, my son, if he teaches his son the right way, he will have knowledge superior to the rest.
Yeah, well,
so like these books like the Bible were written in a way that they show some truth to the ones that read them in the right way,
absolutely,
the right manner.
Absolutely, they're all, and this is what I think. What just for the sake of a bit of peace, what can we call it? I was going to say flat Earth theory, flat Earth inquiry. What words would you use? I mean, you're not a flat earther, you're not a bowl earther. What sort of terminology would you know
what it is? Like, I don't believe in the spider god theory. It's a theory of my own, and that's what I've tried to say to people is I'm not asking you to believe in my spider god theory. I'm saying that it's open. Everything's open now. Once you break open that ball and realize that you're not on a spinning ball or NASA's corrupt and they're lying out their ass, that leaves room for you to be able to be the one that finds out what it is, or create this fairy tale for yourself to be able to realize that, you can be the one that has a story to tell. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think it is they boxed us in. They boxed us in so then we have a certain parallel to run off. You have to do Star Trek or Star Wars or Men in Black, or like, you know what I mean? Like they have to come from an outer planet or whatnot, where like I'm waiting for a new one. I'm the only one that's been like, and I don't mean to fucking sound self-egoed here, but like my spider god theory is the only one that's out of the box that doesn't conform with any of their shit. It goes.
What do you think about it? What do you think about the idea or the notion of giant trees?
I don't believe in it, but I can comprehend it.
Yeah,
I can comprehend it. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I can see and that's what I mean is I enjoy them. I don't believe them, and I believe that they're bullshit. But at the same time, I think, well, that's a good fairy tale. You know what I mean? We've been boxed in this ball for so long. We need these new fairy tales of dragons and fairies and an imagination. If you don't have an imagination, you're really boxed in to believe that we're living on the ball and that's all we are. And if we don't get to another planet that has sustainable life, or a sun that is at the same distance that is away from ours and contains the same minerals and elements, then we're not going to be able to exist. And you know what I mean? It's boxed. It's so boxed.
Well, we have to. This is the thing, and this is the one thing about the people. Most of the people in chat. I'm going to include Ali here, who likes taking digs at me because I call him out as an actor because he has strange views, contradictory views. But this is the thing: these people will steal your imagination. When you bring up any look, what do you hear me talking a lot about 9/11 media bakery? This is provable stuff. You know what I mean? I left that behind ages ago, Adam. But I think that in order to move on into the realms of speculation, which needs must we do, then we have to at least settle on things that can be provable in some sense, move on from there. But these people in chat, ballers in general, a lot of flat earthers as well, will steal your imagination, put the kibosh on your imagination, which is not good at all. That's why when I'm talking to you here, I don't make fun of your thoughts and your ideas. I never have done for anybody at that matter, and I've always said it. We have to be open-minded in moving forward. A different sort of a different system is at play. Very few, once you go beyond a few of the basic premises, and here we go with the flat earth theory, that the earth is stationary and water is flat and level, then we go immediately into speculative zones in terms of what the sun is, what the moon is, what are we encased in, etc. So by shutting down people's sense of speculation or imagination, as quotations are all about, this is what governments, militaries are all about. They want to keep you in that box that they have put you in and demoralize you so much. You talk about it yourself, all the resistance. I find what you're talking about a very interesting line of inquiry. I think it's, of course, fantastical, but it's definitely worth hearing, you know what I mean? And if there's validity to it, then the threads, forgive the pun, the threads will be grasped, followed. But yeah, that's not what we're dealing with in this arena, as you know well, that it's full of actors and pretenders, if you will. So that's what I'm fighting the most about. Of course, I'm most notorious for talking about 9/11, but what people don't realize, I left 9/11 behind a long time ago, man. I had that stuff figured out to the, you know, not figured out, but at a basic level, I knew that we were dealing with staged hoaxery. So that then I know there's a greater game at play. To take these things literally, this is what I talk about on the Flat Earth, the dangerous group or the Bible literals. They'll have us taking this stuff literally, when in actuality there is truth contained within it, but it's allegorical truth, it's metaphorical truth, you know. And yeah, this is the arena we're in, though, you know. And of course, I'm labelled for whatever. We're not cases, we're not jobs. And does it get to us? Well, that makes us stronger, I should think, in a certain way, if we are honest and moving forward looking for answers. But yeah, all speculation.
Well, my girlfriend doesn't give a fuck about like my spider god theory. She's heard it a million times. You know, like she has listened to it, and I've been able to actually explain to her that it's not truth, but this is how I think reality exists. You know, or a possibility how it could exist. You know, and it doesn't make it true, but she will. That's what I try and teach her, is she will never know what it really is if she believes everybody else. She has to have her own, like, you know, she has to come up with her own way of coming to terms that it's her that has to make this existence work for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a son, 14, and I know he's going through the brainwashing system at the minute, but that's what I've tried to teach him. You know, you have to think for yourself, work things true for yourself. And this is what I was talking about, getting back to the fundamental questions, not only about flat Earth, but about everything. Start at the very surface layer, very beginning, and then take it from there. And it's going to necessarily, Adam, we live in a, I don't know, what are you going to call it, a wondrous realm. This is, I mean, beforehand, everything was settled for me. Let me just speak about me. Everything was settled for me. Science, with all of its figureheads, has worked everything out. So there was definitive answers. Whether I liked them or not is a different matter. This is the truth of the matter. Now that we've come to this point, now that I've come to this point, I realize I have to throw everything out. That leaves a big gaping hole. And this is where then, you know, our minds come into it, asking the fundamental questions, and our sort of desire for truth will lead us forward. And of course, yeah, once you get beyond a certain point, it goes immediately into speculate. When I talk about giant trees, I'm absolutely sure giant trees were a reality. Can I prove it? No. I can give you many pieces of evidences, many indicators that it is a case. But I can also, I think I can prove certain things, and hopefully I'll be putting something up soon. I just started my own hangout. So yeah, you know, this is where all ideas, open-minded and honest ideas, we have, you know, the importance of calling out people, because, you know, it's like a barrel full of apples, all you need is one or two bad apples and the whole thing goes sour. So we can see your email there just in case you don't realize. I'm sure you do, but that's fine. You know what I mean? So this is the way I feel we have to move forward anyway, but there's resistance everywhere. We know it. I mean, flat Earth is infiltrated from the get-go, Adam, and that's not even talking about the ballers who just consistently spend their time week in, month out, asking the same questions, raising the same objections, even though they've been answered. My avatar here, I don't know how many times, I have my avatar for a reason. I don't know how many times people keep coming back saying, well, how does the sun set in the flat Earth? I've been through it loads of time. Take a look at my avatar. It tells you exactly. It shows you if you have the eyes to see. But yeah, this is the arena we're in, and we have to call out the actors. We have to weed them out. Okay, we might be wrong sometimes, but hopefully we're big enough to apologize. But yeah, there are certainly actors. I'm looking at Candy, who I've called out as an actor. I mean, for goodness sake, Zulu One comes in, tells you he has a relationship with law enforcement. He tells you that his brother works in the PSYOP department in the military. He tells you that he's some sort of a liaison between flat earthers doctors and law enforcement, in other words, and yet you're not supposed to be suspicious. You're not supposed to ask any questions. Candy here tells us she's friends with him and the rest of their group, Wesley and Brian, before that as well, and you're not supposed to be suspicious. No, you see, this is the thing. And you won't earn any friends, or many friends really, but I guess you'll be friends to yourself for being honest and doing what you think you have to do. And again, we can all be wrong. We all have been wrong. Hopefully we're big enough to apologize and put our hands up when we are wrong. But to recognize the nature of this arena is a fundamental in terms of moving forward in our search for truth.
I'm listening to you, buddy. I'm just at the same time, like, I seen that I had a message to Candy, and she was trying to say that she didn't ban me, but she did ban me. And then I'll go to my pictures. And
it was Candy anyway. I mean, now she has Vincent doing a fundraiser for her. You know, what's all this fundraising going? What's that all about? I don't like that either. I don't like it a bit. I don't. But anyway, I haven't spoken to you in a long time, Adam. Where are you at the minute? Just roughly. I know you don't want to get too detailed, but it's not flat and it's not round. But so that leaves us in a conundrum in terms of trying to understand your position. Where are you at?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what it is, and I don't believe that. Like, I believe that this little cult that's going on, that's flat Earth at the moment, is a derail to make sure that we can't confront companies like NASA and then move along. You know, it's just like 9/11. They predetermined things like the Judy Wood and the energy weapons, and it derailed the truth. You know, it derailed people being able to be like, we don't believe 9/11, and then people were like, well, you must believe that it was energy weapons, or you must believe that it. You know, they predetermined our beliefs before we were able to have our own beliefs.
Yes, they said we were said and led at every step of the way, man.
Yeah,
these all of these characters are written into the script beforehand. 9/11 was many years in the planning, and for me, if you take 9/11 literally at this stage, you're losing it. You're lost. You know, it's not literal. It's symbolic. You know, it's metaphorical. Again, ask yourself, anyone out there, ask yourself, what's actually happened here? What's been presented to us? Well, we have two buildings that are taken down and one building that's been put up in its place, sort of a unified whole made from two separate parts. You know, if we think about 9/11, the buildings were almost unbirthed, Adam. Free fall speed they talk about. You know, again, this is not literal. Once you realize you're looking at CGI here, you're looking at now. Again, I've spoken about this before, and I won't go into detail now, but I know that the movie that we saw when we sat down to watch the television report, from when we sat down when it came on, 102 minutes later when the second tower fell, that was a pre-prepared movie, right? What happened in reality? You're dealing with a safe. What do you call it? Not destruction zone, demolition zone, right? All of those buildings were prepped for demolition long in advance. The Twin Towers themselves were built to be destroyed. You know, again, this is all comes out of the research. So anyone who hasn't delved into this, these are crazy thoughts, like, you know. But for me, second nature at this stage. And yeah, again, if we get stuck in the literal, they've given us the threads to follow. You know, Judy Wood can be instantly dismissed, and I'll tell you how. And here's another thing about flat earthers. You'll find a whole hell of a lot of flat earthers supporting Judy Wood. David Weiss, deep inside the rabbit hole, that has significance in itself, buying up loads of books and giving them out to his friends. Judy Wood's position is untenable because she says there's no planes right now. In order for when she talks about no planes, that means she has to dismiss all of the video that is showing plane crashes as being fraudulent, which is fine, right? I agree with her there. Then she goes on to examine the collapse sequences as if the video is genuine. This is an untenable position, especially once it's been shown that it's not genuine. What we're looking at is movie magic, CGI collapses pre-prepared in advance. So it's the same with every conspiracy, Adam. Think about the JFK and the magic bullet theory. They're mocking you in a sense, but maybe it's for the purposes of our own awakening as well, you know, for us to realize that, listen, reality mightn't be all it's made out to be. So that's the way I look upon it. I think what we're going through now is par for the course. This has all been laid out for us. And that's why let me just say this as well. That's why I've said, when I call out actors, when I call out the people there in the chat, like Curved Water, I don't know anything about the man. I don't know anything about the person themselves, you know, and I make no judgment.
Man, woman could be a bot for all we know. Like,
right. Well, exactly.
A bot, but you know what I mean? Like, these days, I know how to write a bot. That's what I was trying to show earlier. Like, if I don't know if I'm still screen sharing, I should be. But if you're
showing all your U.S. Department of Defense emails. Adam? Are you doing that purposefully, man?
That somebody fucking subscribed me to that shit. I haven't unsubscribed, but that was back when it was the Big L and the Flatty Plane and all them, all them characters. One of them motherfuckers subscribed me to all this shit, and now this email is fucking flooded with US Department fucking shit. Like this, look at it. It's just fucking full of it. Like, it's lucky that I don't use this email for anything. Like, look, it's just YouTube shit on the social part of it, which I don't really look at, and the primary is just full of this US Department fucking military shit. It's like you
could almost be encouraging conspiracy regarding yourself there by showing this. Or is this just for me and you? Is it the whole? I'm sure the whole.
No, the whole chat. The whole chat should say.
Okay.
In my eyes, this was done to me to try and deter me. You know what I mean? That's what I believe it was done for. It was like done to try and deter me, and like now I just show. It's like, look, I don't give a fuck. This is what these trolls do to you once. Like, that's what I mean with the Timmy Osmond. I understand why he doesn't give his credentials out, because look what happens when you do. If you are willing to screen share and show your email address and whatnot, this is what these motherfuckers do. They subscribe you to this fucking shit and like try and deter you. You know what I mean? They're like, look, US Department of Defense. And like, this might make somebody else think, oh, Adam's a part of the US Department of Defense. I don't give a fuck about that. But for me, when I started receiving these emails, like, I went through a little bit of a, what the fuck is happening? Are they watching me? And then I realized, I was like, no, some motherfucker troll. Look, you are subscribed to Today in DOD. And I'm like, some motherfucking troll subscribed me to this shit, these dirty fuckers. You know what I mean? Like, I put it into perspective and I realized this motherfucking troll has done this shit to me. You know what I mean? There's nothing I can do. I can unsubscribe and I might take it away, but I just leave it there. It does nothing to me. I don't even like, if you look, I don't even open them. Back. I can go back as far as it is. I don't open none of this shit.
I can see it, man. You can see it's one of 50 of 3,877. Wow.
You see, yeah.
Someone is desperately trying to get in touch with you, Adam.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, you motherfuckers. See, all these ones are all right.
You know, in a big sense.
Oh, wait, there we go. Send me the link. I can talk to you.
That's some number of inbox email. 3,877 unread as well.
Yeah, unread. Yeah, that's right. See, so 3,851 out of 3,877. Whatever the difference is. So 26 emails would be all these ones.
Well, we are on the web, Adam, and the internet, and it could be shown in there some email from the Spider Goddess herself, recognizing you as a sort of an elite thinker.
Nah, it's nothing to do with that. It's just some motherfucking troll has subscribed me to this shit. I know it was. Look, you are subscribed to the news articles for US Department of Defense. Like, you motherfuckers, you dirty cunts. You know, like, how many emails I get a day for that shit? Fucking, like, I had this email linked to my phone, and then when they first done it, it started binging all off its head. It's like a bing, 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 bing. I was like, what the fuck's going on, man? Why am I getting so many messages? Then I realized my motherfucking trolls, and I had to like take this email away from my phone and make another one that's not like, I've got another email that's not on here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm prepared now. These ones can be corrupted.
Well, there's plenty of military men in flat Earth, I'm sure of. But yeah, again, it's a fear game as well. You know, they want us shitting in their pants that there's going to be men in black or something like that. Military officers calling at our door at any minute. But yeah, it's not. We know about the legal name, Adam, and we know about the relationship between us and it and them. But yeah,
never come to my door. The military can never come to my door because they'd have to do a thorough investigation. And once they do a thorough investigation, they'd realize that I'm not a threat. You know what I mean? I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat at all. I can have my far-fetched opinions, and that's all they are, is just opinions. And they would be like, well, he can say whatever he wants. As long as we make him look crazy, then fucking nobody's going to believe him anyway. Like, I'm no threat to even their system. Even my Spider God theory, like, they can just turn around and say, well, he's crazy. He's crazy. Nobody's going to fucking believe me.
You don't want the system exposed and collapsed, Adam?
Beg your pardon?
You don't want the system exposed and destroyed and collapsed completely?
I'd like the system to be more honest. honest. I like the media to be more honest. I'd like the police force to be disbanded and then run by the military. People that join the military are usually joining it to defend their country, and they do vigorous training and whatnot to disarm people or foes or whatever you want to call it. They do vigorous training to disarm them and not hinder or hurt them, like hurt to the minimal extent, So if I was to get a soldier to like fight a guy that has a knife, the soldier would shoot him in the leg. If I got a police officer to do the same circumstance, the police officer would shoot him in the heart or the head, So I believe that the police should be disbanded and then run by the military or people from the military, because the people from the military are more likely to try and fix something. That's why I don't believe that there should be police. I don't believe that there should be police officers.
Yeah, the whole system is wrong. If everything worked like it said on the tin, Adam, we'd be in good shape, but nothing does. We know about corporation nations, military, police, they're all part of corporation. I guess maybe in a sense they're waiting for man to stand up, because this is who they take their oath to. And if there are no men standing up or women, and all we have is legal names, well then, what can we expect? But I don't think there's any salvaging the system, Adam. There's no way back. It's destruction or nothing. It's destruction of them, I think, or it's destruction of us. We can see it. You want the media to be more honest. Well, from the get-go, the media were dishonest and were an entertainment and brainwashing, I guess, division of the military. So these are conundrums that we face. I mean, it's a pretty dire situation as far as I can see it anyway.
Yeah, I understand that. The media, it was built to be corrupt. It wasn't built to be informative. It was built to indoctrinate people to a certain belief. But that's why, I hope that people wake up, humanity wakes up, and the people that are associated to media become more honest, and then it does become a platform for information and not an agenda.
Well, we can see by the likes of the Australian hoaxes, which are on the face of them hoaxes. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Where are all the journalists at? I mean, we have the Manchester nonsense over here at the side of the water recently, and everyone is up in a tizzy about it. Whereas again, just a little bit of cursory research will show you that you're dealing with nonsense. You're dealing with staged hoaxery. But even amongst flat earthers, it seems to be a taboo subject. So I don't like anything going here, and again, it's controlled at every level. I don't call out actors easily, but when I talk about an actor, Adam, it's again, no judgment against the man or the woman. And I see Curved Water left a note there that I have spoken to. I don't think there are bots around, but I mean, obviously there are real personalities around as well. But these actors, when I say an actor, I'm talking about somebody who is presenting themselves as something that they're really not. It makes no judgment in the man. I often said it as well, Adam. If I was privy, and this is the way I'm thinking these days, or at least I entertain it as a possibility, I was privy to sort of a secret, if you will, maybe a future turning, a future happening, would I play the role of a bad guy or good guy or whatever for the greater good? Well, I'm thinking pretty much everyone would, you know what I mean? If you knew that everything was going to be all right in the end, but these are all the means that are used to sort of awaken the people out of their slumber, then I think we would play these roles. And I think a lot of those roles are being played. But again, there is an onus on, I'd say myself anyway, to call, because I know I'm an honest investigator. I know I have no affiliations to anybody, and I'm just trying to move forward towards a greater grasp on what's going on. So I think there is an obligation for us to call out people that we know or suspect as being actors in that sense,
Yeah, I believe in that too. The best we can do is call out these actors for what they are. But at the same time, there's more incentive for these actors to continue on acting. And, I believe that even the flat earth community, we should be calling out the actors and the fakes and the ones that don't want to really participate in providing any evidence, in my opinion, and I haven't been provided any real proof that shows me that the earth is flat, and I'm interested in it. If you've seen my history, like I tried to show, I am interested in the flat earth. I've been looking into it since 2012, so I am interested in the subject, but it seems that people just want to sit there and say, because of the flat horizon, the earth must be flat. It's like that doesn't prove anything. That's just like saying that we live on a ball. You're showing me a CGI imagery of the ball and expect me to believe it. Well, then I just get rid of that. I say that's all right. I don't believe that. But then now you're saying that because what I see with my own eyes, which is a flat horizon, that must mean that it's flat. flat. That doesn't mean that, though. You know what I mean? Like, there's more past the horizon. There's more than meets the eye. You know, like.
But Adam, here's where high altitude balloon footage comes in. Did you not see the recent video? I think it might have been by Eric Dubé, or maybe not. But they showed these long haul flights in sped up time. You know, but again, from high altitude balloon footages, locally flat, we can assume that every section is going to be the same. You know, we know how water behaves. Again, if the Earth is still, then it has to be flat because on the basis of knowing how water behaves. So again, for me,
understand that the existence that we comprehend from the footage that we see, you know, it's flat. Like, you know, the whole existence doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? It could end up being something else.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, outside of that, outside of this so-called ice wall and whatnot, it could turn out to be whatever, something else.
I'm with you, man. And that's what I've said as well. I said, and if I'm to be more specific, I will say that our local Earth is flat. I do entertain, I said this last night as well, the honeycomb Earth model, that you have, like a football, you have many different patches, a soccer ball, that is. Yeah. So that does become a possibility. And wouldn't it be hilarious if the Earth, and taken in its true context, was actually spherical? But you know, when we refer to the Earth as our local,
not the way that we're taught. I mean, concept is it might be a ball, but just not in the way that we're taught. You know what I mean? We might live in a flat plane of existence, but then it might be like there's other puddles, and that these other puddles eventually create a ball. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand that concept too, but that it's still not proven. You know what I mean? It's all an assumption, and that's when I try to say, like, it's all up for grabs now. Like, people should expand their own horizons and be able to step out and say, like, well, this is what I believe, and not follow somebody else, you know, and say this is what it is because he told me. No, you have the opportunity now to be the next so-called, like, fuck Einstein. He was nothing. He was a liar. Now it's your turn to be whatever you are. You know what I mean? Like, people, it's time for your name to be remembered for centuries or however long, you know what I mean? That lasts.
Right. And I agree, Adam. And yes, we all need to step up to
really hard to make sure it's a ball. You know, they're like, well, maybe it's a bigger ball. Like, you know, it's like they won't let go of the ball.
No. Well, I was just mentioning the honeycomb Earth theory is a possibility. JB, of course, that's associated with the giant trees as well. And I could see something like that in my mind's eye. But yeah, again, beyond a certain point, it goes into extreme speculation. I'm just noticing in chat, I Spy NASA Lies wants to say something, or whether she can get through or not.
She's on the panel, no?
Yeah.
Say something,
I don't have anybody muted.
Yes, it's me, Kelly. I fooled you all the time. I'm a motherfucker because I'm from the Netherlands. And fuck you all, PJ. You are a bitch. You know, you've been talking to somebody from the Netherlands, from Brussels, all the time. Goodbye. Fuck you all.
Oh, no, he sniped. Did he snipe?
No.
Candy's true colors are showing.
Candy's been eating a lot of
that was
Hungry Man dinners.
More sense.
That was Vincent.
More sense for Vincent.
That was Vincent
thanks for that.
on Candy's account. That was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Is like these guys aren't real truthers. They're not really. They're just here and the trolls. Just like I was trying to say about this Dread guy. He has his shit set up like a Twitch gamer, so it entices people to push the subscribe button and then look down in the thing and then do the donations. Oh, this guy, he seems so cool. I'm going to give him $1, and he doesn't like people. People are gullible, so that they don't realize that, you know, if it's 700 people giving him $1 per day, the fucker's earning $700 a day.
And Google gets 30%.
Well, not if he's got a Patreon fucking shit right here, like he does. That Dread guy's got a Patreon shit in his chat.
Yeah, I told Dread yesterday to stop the super chats because it's given 30% to Google. So he's going to try PayPal through Patreon, I guess, or something else. But that's ridiculous to me. And I don't care whose chat it is. I don't care if they're a flat earther or not. You're funding Google, you know?
Yeah.
These super chats. That's ridiculous. You know, we're trying to fight these people and you're giving them money.
All this money collecting, JB, I don't like it.
It's bad. It's got a bad like tint to it. It's a bad tone. When I get in these chats and the money starts flying up, I got to get out of there. It's just, I need a shower. There's something gross about it. There's something, they're disgustifying the truth with money. Money compromises everything. It always does in this truth movement. It'll change the man. It'll change the woman. It'll change priorities. It'll infect you. Then you make a business out of it. Then the business owns you, and you have to like fake shit to keep relevant, to keep the money coming in. It's just bad. It's best to not even. And plus, YouTube, they manipulate the view counts. Do you want to go into business with a liar? A known liar, a cheat? Is that somebody people want to go into business with? Because that's what you're doing when you monetize and you set up the donations. You're going into business with Google. They're a business partner. They're manipulating the software, whatever they want to do to lie and take money from you. Like that's the worst kind of business partner to have. Why do people do that?
Yeah, selling the truth almost. And I don't know what Vincent's game. There he's back again. Do you want to speak more coherently, Vincent, if you have a problem?
You know that I've been talking to you for weeks now. It's not Candy, it's me.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
You've been fooled all the time. You guessed that? Of course, I'm a Brussels agent from the European
I never said. I made a joke about.
And you are fucked up. You're crazy. Bye-bye.
Why is that? Why is that?
See, like the guy is a fucking immature troll. He doesn't want to have a coherent conversation with anybody. He doesn't want to be reasonable. Yeah. Like, all right, let's just assume, Pete, you can understand the concept. If the Earth is flat, that means NASA is corrupt. So they wouldn't. So NASA, being this company that has billions of dollars and has a reputation to uphold, they wouldn't send people in here to, disrupt, derail, you know what I mean? Whatever it may be, like put dissent into this, you know what I mean? Like I'm on the
Jibby, I have a question real quick, Jibby. I'm just wondering, how much do you think it costs to maintain servers as well as bandwidth that YouTube does for absolute free? How much do you think that would cost flat earthers having 24/7 hangouts?
Well, YouTube's getting quite a lot of money from other sources of ad revenue and whatnot. They have more than enough money, I assure you.
That's not how business works, though.
For a normal everyday person to run a stream 24/7 for at least a month, for over a month period, it would cost them in Australia at least $150 a month.
Yeah, I don't know if YouTube can afford that.
No, that's what it'll cost me. I've got unlimited downloads, unlimited uploads, unlimited data, and it'll cost me $150 to continue.
But bro, we're also talking about their platform that they've created. They've actually paid people to create a platform where, like Hangouts, this thing that we're talking on right now, didn't come free for Google, for them to implement this.
Oh, no, not for Google.
So,
not for Google.
It's business, man. This is what business does, and 30% is very reasonable. It's their platform.
It's a donation. It's just a straight up donation that they're just acting as a medium of transfer. To take 30% is disgusting.
No, you're on their platform and you're using their medium, and they're only taking 30%. That's actually
only.
Okay. yeah, only, Jimmy.
There's nobody saying only except you when it comes to the 30%.
Well, because I'm a businessman, not an idiot.
Well, I say 30%. People change super chat to something else immediately when they hear that Google's taking 30%. So the only one likes to suck Google.
The amount of bandwidth. I understand the amount of bandwidth you guys use. I understand that there has to be servers. There has to be heating and cooling in these centers. I mean, this we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars to up this. Yes, of course they're running a profit, but as all businesses that are successful do, that's what they do. Okay, so if you guys want to cry about 30%, then yeah, go ahead and give these idiots money elsewhere. Whatever you want to do.
Nobody's crying about it. They're just going to go to another medium that offers less of a percentage rate. That's all. So nobody's crying. Google had to get too greedy. If they would have left it at like 5% or something, or maybe even upped it to 7 or 8, people would have kept it. But it's all about being too greedy. Then people find another way.
All right. And I understand why you wouldn't understand that. They could take more, like I said, easily. They could take whatever the fuck they wanted to. Okay? But we're going to complain about 30% because we need to get 100% of this money to people so that they can shoot up balloons or whatever the fuck they're trying to do with the money. Like you guys can't even fucking shoot up a balloon. There's kids on the internet that shoot up balloons, and still none to this day a flat earther that has shot up a balloon successfully.
Well, Dwayne Kellum, no.
Yeah. Is that the guy that hooks up with Jeranism? That Jeranism talks about?
And I'm pretty sure he's a flat earther, and he has excellent videos. But yeah, I mean, it does seem a bit weird that most people can't operate a balloon, yet a third grade class with an inept teacher can do it. So I don't know.
Exactly.
But I think a balloon is useless because at a maximum height, you're going to only be able to see 1 to 3% of the surface at best. That's it. How the hell are you going to determine a shape or how far it goes when that's all you can see? So the balloons, it's kind of a wild goose chase. You're not going to get anywhere with balloons.
You can at least extrapolate. You can say that, and of course, we notice the same things in balloon launches throughout the Earth, that you can at least extrapolate and say, well, the local area that I'm seeing now is bound to be similar to the next local area down, etc. You can keep doing that, and then again, combined with the rest of the evidence there, the Earth can only be flat, or local Earth, again, I'll put it like that, can only be flat and stationary. We know it's stationary anyway, and if it is stationary, the ball doesn't enter the equation based on the behavior of water itself. So I think the argument is long over, and it just keeps getting regurgitated. Just to say, I don't know what Vincent is about there. When I talk about 9/11, do you think he went away and did the research into 9/11 hoaxery, made Victor fakery, where thousands of hours of work has been put into it? No, he hasn't. He just says, well, I've been in the Twin Towers in 2000, and you're a fucking liar, Peter. This is nonsense, and I don't know what he's getting.
Like as it's been said before, even if nobody died the day of 9/11, many people have died as a result of 9/11.
Yeah, but that's not the investigation, Jibby. We can say about Manchester there recently, well, we can't say that no one died in Manchester because people are going to die on the back of the legality changes that are made. This is not the question at hand. We're trying to investigate an event that is presented to us over the media, and that's all we're restricting our points of view to, And even regarding who has died and how many have died based on 9/11, even those numbers are up in the air, Jibby.
I don't believe that bullshit, but I can't confirm or deny anybody died on 9/11. I wasn't there. And my research will only lead me to secondhand information about that, at best.
But so what are all of these people investigating all of these big stories for then? I mean, is it not to come to some conclusion? I mean, you have Judy Wood.
To some kind of it's mostly an assumptive conclusion because most evidence, unless you were there, is secondhand and can be fake.
Absolutely. Well, for 9/11, you hit the nail on the head there, JB. Everything was fucking faked about it. But this is the point. We can't. It's like Ali talks about, Ali McBeal, is that? He talks about the moon. He's a flat earther, but yet we landed on the moon. Well, what's your reasonings for saying that, Ali? Well, I don't have any really. I just saw something suspicious. This is not good enough. All we can do is investigate the footage, the videos, the interviews, whatever that is presented to us, and make call. This is all we can do, and we know that this is all we can do as well. So I know it's provocative to say what I say, but is it not provocative to say that David Weiss said, Judy Wood is right here, and her explanation is correct in terms of the destruction of the building and also the destruction of 3,000 people.
Well, it was an assumption. She's trying to work with the visuals here. Now, something took out a lot of debris. There's missing debris. That seems to be clear.
It wasn't there, Jimmy?
What's that?
It wasn't there, maybe?
Well, I mean, that's how many stories of debris should be piled up? It's not there.
Well, I can answer that. Again, in terms of how I think it went down, the buildings were built without most floors, but by the time they were taken down, there was pretty much no floors in the buildings. And the way I see it happening, now we have deep memory pools. There's no description of how deep these memory pools are. Well, the buildings themselves were taken down in one piece, elevator style, below ground for dismantling. And now you have these deep memory pools in the place, so there was no, like with any other demolition, you can't have any stray debris or anything that doesn't belong there. You can't have it associated with it because it can affect the whole destruction, So yeah.
Right, but I mean, the beams were still there, even if they emptied the floors. There's still all of the beams.
Right. What if you take down everything together, JB?
I don't know what you mean.
Like a big dummy elevator. So all the years previously, again, you were planning this not just from the start, not just since 1968. This was planned, who knows how many years in advance. So yeah, that's the way I see it. Big holes were dug below ground. The towers, which were emptied, pretty much just like elevators, and even the external structures allow for a smooth descent. So that's the way I see it. The buildings were taken down.
But we could see the hole. We could see into the hole, and it wasn't filled with steel girders.
Well, Jibby, there you go, trusting the visuals that are presented to us, man.
Well, there's a lot from a lot of sources, and they all kind of cooperate with each other.
Man, I mean, this is the whole. Maybe it's the scope of this that is flabbergasting people, but what I have come to accept is not only what is the footage presented to us, the collapse sequences, the plane sequences fabricated, but the rubble footage is fabricated as well. They fabricated everything, Jimmy. So, and it's not just me saying that. I mean, this is where all the research is led. Again, there's thousands of hours of research gone into that, and that's where I stand.
So is this what they're saying on Clues Forum? Like, do they have like the proof that the debris footage was fabricated?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
In what form? Like, what are they showing? Like, can you just tell me, like, verbally how they're showing it, like how it's fabricated?
You've been to Clues Forum, so you know.
I haven't been in a little bit. It's been a while, but I like the place.
Well, go and have a look at the collapse. There's a thread specifically on the collapse images or the rubble images. My own suspicion as well is that there was a movie that came out with Nicolas Cage and Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone was involved in other movies as well, which conspiratorial. But I think that movie was made before 9/11, and the images were used then, and then it was only released at a later date. Just 2003 or something like that. So that's a possibility. But
I'm on board with a lot of the shots that we were seeing were just pre-done. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's the same with the rubble, Jibby. And
I was one of the first people pushing September Clues that was getting banned from all the forums. I like Simon's work, and I was right on board with it because he highlighted the TV fakery, which is what I've been going after, and people don't want to talk about it. Like, they'll talk about all conspiracies, but you start talking about the TV fakery and forums just yank it. They won't allow it
Jibby.
Because that's hitting too close.
Exactly, Jibby. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying to you about flat earth being infiltrated in a sense. It's too close as well, too close for comfort to be talking about 9/11 media fakery and hoaxery. And this is where Judy Wood comes into it. Do you think for a second that those big holes you talk about in Building 6 or was it something like that? Do you think we get to see that, Jibby, if it was a reality? No, we wouldn't. We're being set and led, you know what I mean? And they can fake anything. Isn't it interesting that when 9/11 occurred, 2001, the movie Spider-Man came out, and for the first time they were able to, well, this is what they said.
And they pulled the scene with the web in between the towers.
Yeah, they were able to completely CGI New York landscape. So this is what, look at some of the images. I was only looking at a bit of it last night on Jay Kellogg's channel, and again, I haven't looked at 9/11, honestly, and it's 4 or 5 years now, seriously. I really left to bed. There's so much more that goes with the realization that it is a staged affair. You know what I mean? We're brushing over then the real meaning of 9/11, I feel. But when you look at some of the images presented to us on 9/11, it's crazy, man. It's cardboard cutout stuff, and it's clear to any. My son would call out bullshit immediately upon looking upon it. It's computer graph. So this is the point, and this is the point that it's been. I think 9/11 media fakery is more protected than flat Earth, Jimmy. Again, we saw flat Earth.
It's got more longevity to it. Like, they've been trying to fight September Clues on every forum I've ever been a part of since it came out. They would only allow above Top Secret would only allow one ongoing thread about September Clues, not multiple. But yet you could talk about loose change in as many threads as you want. So that should tell you something right there. Like, they're allowing loose change. They don't allow September Clues. They want to limit the discussion on September Clues. Why? That's like, if you won't allow something, that's like making the Holocaust discussion illegal or denying it or whatever, like some countries do. Like, that's giving you a red flag right there that, okay, we're on to something.
Right. So of course that's going to alert us to something that needs to be looked into further. But let me just say, the September Clues is just the initial movie that came out. I think Simon is an actor as well, Jibby, to say that, and I have said that before. When it came to Flat Earth, just no. He just doesn't want any talk about that. And a few other areas that he was a bit of a stickler in as well, let me know that, okay, he's playing a role here as well. And he has bounds set in terms of how far he can go. And I love Simon, but, I do recognize that he is an actor. But let me just say that the Clues forum, the thread, or the forum itself is where all of this information has been expanded upon. And also, you have the likes of letsrollforums.com, fakeologist.com, hoaxbustercalls.com, all of this. So anything I say is backed up again and again. But let me just say this, right? Let me just say this. Did you know, and this is proven as well, it's been gone through, but did you know that, it's funny, man, and here's the point about the real meaning behind 9/11, or at least we're getting along a more appropriate road here. Did you know that at the time that the second building fell, everyone was wondering, why did the second building fall first? Right. Well, at the time that the second building fell, when viewed through the archway, arches are very important, in Washington Park, in New York, if you could just turn out the lights, the moment the second building fell, there was this particular star that was located directly above the building. Can you guess which star that was? I'll tell you, man, it's Sirius star. Right. So the clock goes by 25 minutes and then the first building falls. Can you guess which star was above the first building 25 minutes later? Well, I'm going to tell you, Sirius again.
Sirius is moving, you're saying? Like, wait, Sirius is not located directly above. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as I said, when viewed, if you were standing in Washington Park, viewing the Twin Towers through the archway, that if you could turn out the lights, then Sirius would have been directly above the second tower.
Yeah, and isn't there something with the archway on the money as well? When you fold the money up,
what's that, Jimmy?
When you fold the money, there shows an archway, like with empty towers. I don't know. It just seems to coincide.
Yeah. No, you're right, and it does coincide, and this also connects to Princess Diana's fake death in the tunnel in Paris. When you looked at the exact moment, and this was gone through by. I can't remember his name now. And again, he puts it all up on screen. He shows you like that this is actually fact by using different programs like what's Stellarium, is that and where you can go back and forward in time, and in conjunction with Google Earth, all this sort of stuff. But yeah, when Princess Diana was supposed to have died, when you look through the archway down the Champs-Elysees, guess what star was rising? Through the archway. Well, you have Sirius again. So again, all of these things are connected, and we are caught in the literal. This is what they've thrown out all of this conspiracy stuff for. They knitted into the narrative to keep us fucking conspiracy guys deep in the rabbit hole, and away from the actual meaning of what is going on. And I think it all connects to.
Have you heard the conspiracy that Princess Diana didn't die?
Of course she didn't, Adam.
So you're on that type of path, are you? That she didn't die and that she took another role as something else?
They're actors. This is all
game show,
stagecraft.
There are quite a lot of actors.
That's all.
That's not just,
I don't.
Yeah, that's not just.
I don't blame you, Pete, for kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater and calling everyone an actor, because we are surrounded by actors. It seems like mixed into the community everywhere. There's act. Yeah.
Can you tell me? You say I throw the baby out with the bathwater. Can you tell me who you know for sure I'm wrong about who I call an actor?
I don't know your entire list, Shilter's list of actors, but did you there's only a few people that I'm pretty sure almost like 100% are not actors, like Knowledge Scavenger, Paula. She's as honest as it gets. I've known her a couple of years. Pillbox, he's definitely not an actor. Agave, he's not an actor.
Yeah, they're an actor in a different front. They're the Bible literates, Jibby, and they're the most dangerous, I think, on flat earth.
Well, I've been talking to these people for a very long time offline. I've seen their homes. They show me their homes, and they're regular people. These people are. I can't confirm, a lot of the popular names or whatever. I don't know for sure.
I never actually mentioned any of those two when I called out actors. But yeah.
This is who I believe run the world. These gypsy folk. These. This is like
I'm no shame, man. Nice to see you and hear you again.
What's up, Richard, man? But yeah, I believe.
Sorry, I didn't know where you were going with that first, Adam. But now I know.
I believe that it's circus that's controlling it. So when they say that it's like the government or it's the Bushes or whatnot, no, I believe it's these circus folk. You know what I mean? And when you look into it, it's the Barnum and Bailey and the Ringley brothers. I think put it into perspective. If the dinosaurs were fake, who the fuck were faking the dinosaurs? These guys. You know what I mean? And they were able to do so because they had the equipment to do so. They had all the elephants, and when the elephants would die, they'd use the bones of the elephants to use as a sideshow. Look, and it even says there, circuses and sideshows. You know
Which is what? It's a form of shaming somebody. So you're shaming freaks, basically. You're putting them on display. That's all part of their tactic, too, is about shaming.
So you know what I mean? So, like, they get money out of shaming people at the same time making these reality TV shows, even this, they make money out of this because they run YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, this is their next sideshow. You know what I mean? We're watching, instead of watching their main show, we are the sideshow, and we're doing it willingly for them. You know, like, they own the platform YouTube, which then, you know, advertising companies come to them to advertise their sideshows, and their sideshows are making just as much money, if not more money, than their main shows. And their main shows are the MTV or what the RE is or whatever it is. You know, that's their main show. The media is their main show, and then we're their sideshow. And then all these hoaxers, like, look, the elephants. Well, they're the ones that went out and captured the elephants. See, they when the elephants and the tigers and etc. The giraffe died, put their bones together. So they put a fucking giraffe with an elephant, with a fucking pig, with whatever it was, all their fucking animals that they have, and they said this is a dinosaur. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand the concept that this is the motherfuckers that run the world, the circus.
No, but they're on the payroll, Adam. They're not the ringleaders, if you will. But I mean, you know,
well, ringleader of the circus. You know what I mean? Like, the ringleaders are the you know what I mean? Ringleaders.
The question is, where does the theater begin and end? Where does the circus begin and end? If you wouldn't mind, Adam, posting that link I just posted in chat, in the main chat. That's a link to Diana Spencer. And again, there's tons of research here. And once you, let me just say, once you get beyond a certain stage, and you accept the truth, you accept the truth to the stage back, you realize that there's so much more information. JFK was just a bit player in all of this, you know, and it all ties
into
infiltrated by
a Russian and a Belgian agent. You've been infiltrated. Take a good look at your watch page and take a good look at your channel, because
you're making a fool of yourself.
No,
you're making a fool of yourself, man. Yes, you are.
No.
You never express.
I don't really care what you have to say. Like, do you think I care what you have to say, Vincent? Like, you're a troll, dude. You won't let me on your show. You ban me as soon as you see me. You like this.
Oh, yeah.
See the difference between me and you? The difference between me and you is you're able to come and go as you please on my channel, and I haven't been phased. I haven't been phased one bit by you joining my channel. I'm not phased by it. But you make sure that you ban me as soon as you get the chance in your channel.
Yeah, because you attacked some women that we
fucking I attacked the women. Fucking whatever, dude. I prove she's a troll. Look, let me go to the thing. Let me go to the chat where you let me send me a link. Yeah, I done it. Look, I provided the link, but I actually
Adam,
showed
you have attacked innocent women.
I provided the proof where she lies, that she's not innocent. You can't say she's innocent.
No, I'm not talking about her, because you're talking for weeks to me, not to her. So get over it. Next subject. Go back to Phoebe. Who do you expose on your channel?
Phoebe.
Thank you. Yeah.
Phoebe. What did I say to Phoebe? What did I say to Phoebe? Tell me what I said to her.
Do it. Just
don't say I attacked somebody and then not say what I actually said.
Well, go back what you said.
You're taking things out of perspective. It's like turning around and say, because I turned around and said you're a fat trough. That's not attacking somebody. That's just fucking saying something. Like, an attack is to sit there and punch somebody or sit there and say, like,
oh really? Oh, A4.
Any words.
You know, I liked you really much, but
what did I say to Phoebe?
You did. You want me to show the recordings? Let me go back.
If you want.
Okay, here we go.
I'll put you on screen.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes. No need to. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay, sweet. You get the recordings, dude. Let me know what I said to Phoebe.
Oh, not only to Phoebe, to a lot of women.
Yeah, it's all good. You think I care? Like that? I know what I said, and I know what I said. And when you put it into perspective,
listen.
When you put what I said,
you know what you're doing. You're going to expose NASA. The only thing you're doing is
get anywhere. Well, they deserve what they got. It wasn't an attack. It wasn't an attack. If they were mature adults, they would have took it on the fucking chin like the rest of us are supposed to. I'm called names. My family's used against me. All right, I've got pictures of my mum going around. I've got pictures of fucking my nan, and I've got pictures of my nan that's dead that are being posted. But nobody says anything about that. But when little old Adam turns around and fuck off, bitch. Oh, that's an attack on a female. You should never say anything bad to a female. Fuck off. I'm not a fucking feminist little bitch. Beta male.
Why did you do it then?
Sorry. Why do it? Because I don't believe in being a little bitch that sits there and fucking sings Kumbaya in a fucking campfire. I don't believe sitting in a cult and never learning nothing. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to try and learn something.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm here to try and express what I believe, so then people can question it and then give me what they believe, and then maybe expand on my horizon. Expand.
Okay, so tell me what you did when you came back from Thailand. You pretended to be really nice and a great, awesome guy, and then
I didn't pretend. I went to Thailand, and Thailand was a great place.
You want me to open that video and
the Western society seems to be all. The Western society seems to be all like up themselves. The Western society seems to be all up themselves. I'm telling people how it really was. I went to Thailand, and Thailand's a great place. You'd know this, Richard. Thailand is absolutely awesome. The people there are so nice to you. It's not funny. All right. And then I come back to Australia, and for the first week or two, I was in my own little world. I was like still living in Thailand. I was like, fucking everybody's great. Everybody's lovey. And then it started to hit me that these fuckwits around me just think that they know everything, just think that they can push their shit onto me. And it turned me back into me. All right. If I lived in Thailand forever, I'd be a happy person, because there are people over there, they have no worries in the world. They love on you. They want to be your best friend. They have actual personalities and charisma.
Yeah. So, Adam, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
At that moment, you told everyone that you're going to open a school, and you opened a lot of things for the people over there.
I said that's what I would like to do. I never said that I was going to do that. I would like to do that. If I had the opportunity, I would. I'd like to go over there and help them rebuild their infrastructure. If I was able to build a business I was able to take workers over there. I'm just one man. I can sit there and say that I'd like to, and I would. That would be the perfect concept for me, is to be able to have some type of a business to help these people that are so good to me. I'm going back there soon. I'm going back to Thailand soon, just so I can spend money over there, because I'd rather spend my money over in Thailand rather than spend it over here in this society where nobody cares about anything anyway.
Make sure you call me so I can pick you up, bro.
Adam, don't get me wrong. I thought I would give you a lot of chances, and I did. Once you did too. But can you go back and think what you did?
I said some nasty shit. I never denied that I've said nasty shit. I've never denied that. But you keep on saying that I attacked people. I attacked them no, I said nasty shit to them. There's a difference between an attack and saying nasty shit. You can turn around and say, Adam, you've been a nasty person. Yeah, I've been an asshole. Yeah, I've been an asshole, and I say some nasty shit. But when you say you attack somebody, it makes it sound like I went up and I bashed them. I hit them. You know what I mean? I didn't do that. We're on YouTube, man. Words to words. I've versed worse trolls than myself. I've come across trolls that have used my images and my family's images against me. Like, I don't do that. I haven't used anybody's images against them.
Yeah, well, Adam, sometimes words cut
when there are so many soccer accounts with your face and with your mother and with all your names, your real names, that I banned them all. Can you remember that?
You do it all the time in every chat. You ban all my A4 accounts. So which one
I banned all. I refer to the ones who attacked you. Yeah, go back and think.
Oh well, no.
I banned the real soccer accounts.
It took a long time for anybody to take it seriously and think that maybe this is hurting Adam's feelings. Maybe this is getting to Adam, so maybe we should ban these accounts before they actually say anything, so I had to sit there and deal with days and days and days of these accounts being able to use my image, being able to use my family's image, and nobody took me seriously when I kept on saying, dude, can you fucking ban these? And me being me, I'm an asshole, me being polite saying,
can you confirm that I helped you?
And then having to deal with days and days of it triggered me. I was like, fuck this, fuck them all. They want to let these cunts use my fucking family's images, fuck them all.
Can you confirm that I helped you?
Didn't help me. I helped myself by asking for him to be banned. If you helped me, I wouldn't have had to ask.
Come on, A4.
Dude, I'm being truthful.
No, you didn't. You didn't ask. I already did it. I got to me, man.
Days and days and days of having to go around, and I'd go. I wouldn't even be in a chat. I wouldn't even be in a chat. I went to a chat, and my accounts, my name was already being used in a chat. Let me go now, and it's still being done to me. Look at this. You don't think this would trigger me?
I was trying to help you.
You don't think that this would hurt my feelings or trigger me?
What you did? You know what you did?
Not
you were screaming at me.
Why is he referencing me?
You're from NASA. You're an agent. You went crazy to me.
I haven't spoken about Pete. I haven't spoken about Pete. All right, I haven't spoken about Pete until I went and no, until listen, for a long time now, I haven't spoken about Pete or yourself. All right, Vincent, I haven't spoken about yous until this. The other day when I seen the Sons of Adam, not A4, I'm like, what the fuck are they using my name for? And all I did was went into the chat and said, why are you using my username? Only to be banned and banned and banned and banned and banned. And we all know, like, I'm not denying it. I've showed it like fucking 20 times here, so I'll do it again. If I go here, go here, we'll go here. Look, I've shown you. I've got fucking thousands of them, and I can keep on creating them. Like, this is just one email. I've got other emails, but you know, I can go create new, and I can keep on going, make new A4s. This doesn't phase me, all right? And you all know that I'll do it. I'll do it. If you ban one A4, I'll come back on another A4. I'm not the type of guy that makes different names, all right? As you've seen, it's all A4 except for one or two that have similar name, and you can fucking tell that it's me.
Why are you so persistent, Adam? What are you getting out of this?
I get to tell my side of whatever it is that I want to say.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I wanted to ask Vincent a question or two there because I can see he's beef with you. I was wondering what his beef with me was, but I won't get to ask that. Dick Garnish is on the panel here, and I was pretty sure, Adam, that you were saying when you went over to Thailand you were going to meet up with him, and I think you said you didn't meet up with him. But yeah.
I didn't meet up with anybody when I went to Thailand the first time. I tried to get in contact with Richard, but I was on one of the Thailand phones and I couldn't sign into my accounts because I have them all locked. So I have to go through like 5-stage processes. I've got to verify off my iPhone, then I've got to verify off my iPad, then I've got to verify on my computer, then I've got to verify via an email, and it was just too much work to actually verify all that. Plus I didn't have the iPhone or iPad, so I couldn't actually get into my accounts to sign into the email, so then I could message Richard and find out where he was. And then, you know, so I wasn't able to contact Richard the last time I was in Thailand. This time, hopefully I'm able to contact him and I'll meet up with Richard, have a beer.
Absolutely. Like I said, you know, contact me before you come. I'll be waiting at the airport for you. You know, we'll drive you to your hotel, have a few beers, and maybe see you the next day. Who knows? But yeah, definitely want to, you know, make sure you get in contact with me so I can pick you up. Nothing else, free cab ride, you know. And Pete, you don't need to like initially start off by making fun of my name. You can just call me Richard, Pete. It's okay. You don't need to try to create some sort of argument before you even start by making fun of my name. You know, it's unnecessary. I'm not here to take shit from somebody just who wants to give me shit for no fucking reason. Did I say anything to you? Is there any reason why you want to call me Dick Garnish? I mean, come on, dude. Grow the fuck
that's
up.
That's the joke you encoded into your name, Dick. But you know, I know what you want.
I really just came here to say hi to Adam anyway.
You're looking at Richard Garnish. I don't think he's lying because I've Richard's name, like when he said his name is Richard Garnish, I looked into his name and found his father. So I believe Richard because he'd said all these things about his father, and then I researched his name and found his father's name, and then it was exactly what he said about his father. His father was who he said he was. His father's very known.
Okay, well, I'll leave you to talk. Just one thing I will say, Richard admitted he didn't know anything about 9/11 conspiracy the last time. And when I talked about 9/11 media fake, there was lots of research to be done. I'm a conspiracy nut job. So I wonder if you've done any more research, Richard, and satisfied yourself either way.
No, I've been busy doing other things. I mean, you can't just pick one random topic out of the world and expect that I would be running to research it. There's a lot of stuff to do in the world. So the answer is no, but it's not because it's really only because I've been doing other things. It's not because, you know, I refuse to look at your information or this or that. It's just not on my priority list. Like in my
will you retract calling me a conspiracy nut job then? Because for all you know, it could be absolutely true.
Sure. I'll retract that. But I'm not here to go over what happened last week, last month, last year. You know, it's a new day, and I really don't care about talking about everything I said a year ago to you or what you said a year ago to me. I'm not interested in that, Pete. So just don't ask me anymore. So I don't care to talk about it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't want to go over the same old shit I went over 2 months ago. Move along.
Because I know what you are.
Move it along.
I'm going to take it easy. And I look forward to hear you talking about the exact model or the exact shape and nature you might think that the Earth is at. I'm your best guess. But otherwise, I shall talk to you later. So, cheers.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll message you my phone number, Adam, and you'll be able to at least just use a payphone. You want. Call me in Thailand. In fact, that's where I want to meet you when you come at the airport. Remember when you walked out of wherever you came in? Eventually, you hit a place that actually has a telephone. You might not have noticed, but you were forced to take a right-hand turn. And right in front of you, when you took that turn, would be a little quick shop with a 7-Eleven kind of thing. I don't think it's an actual 7-Eleven, but it's right near, I think it's, like if you look at the doors, they have numbers. I think it's number 4 or something. But you're basically come to a dead end and you're forced to take a right-hand turn. That's an easy place to be.
I remember what I remember of the airport was you get picked up underneath some type of bridge and all the taxi ranks are out the front of the bridge, underneath a bridge sort of thing.
Right. But remember you walked after you went through, you got your bags and you had to go through the customs thing where nobody really gave a shit or talked to you. You just walked right by, right? There's nobody checking anything. But then you went through this kind of this walkway and there were all kinds of people with signs and, looking for people or some banks and stuff left, Down at the end of that hallway is where I'm talking about it. Then it kind of turns into the normal airport. But rather than wait in that area, I just wait for people at the very end. It's just simpler. But everybody comes out the same place. It's not like you could
go anywhere else. Yeah,
there's no choice of where to go.
Yeah, that's it. Once you get out, you're in that underneath the bridge sort of thing, and then you get a taxi to wherever you're going, or a tuk-tuk as they call it, or a shuttle bus.
Right. You come in during the day or in the middle of the night?
When do I get in? I leave. I'm on an Airbus this time. A direct flight I'm on this time. So I leave at, when do I leave? 2:00 in the afternoon.
Okay, so you won't be here too late.
Yeah, I think I get in at 6 or 7 maybe. I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
My mates,
there might be a
my mates got connecting. My mates got they got on AirAsia because that's what we went on last time. So they all booked AirAsia, and then my other mate that I went with the first time, he owed me money. So I was just like, "You pay for my air fucking fare," and he's like, "Yeah, all right," because that's the money that he owed me. So I was like, "Yeah, you pay for that." And then he's been looking into it to try and find the cheaper flight for himself, and he found the Airbus was cheaper, the direct flight, and they get a stopover for 2 hours somewhere. They get in 15 minutes after us, so they leave at 12:00 and they get in 15 minutes after us, and we leave at 2:00, which is pretty funny. They've got a stopover and we've got a direct flight. We've got comfort and we paid less. So it was we fucking scored big time this time. Bargains.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it comes up, I actually told my wife a week ago, I went to Thailand to bang some hookers, and I told her I was picking you up at the airport. So if that ever happens to come up, this will be the second time I picked you up.
That's funny. But I'm going to enjoy myself again. I'm going to get tattoos.
All right, nice.
Yeah, I'm going to get, I've got my hands done at the moment, so I'm going to get from my, where the tattoo finishes on my hand all the way up to my elbow. So I've got half a sleeve is what they would call it on one arm, and then I'll probably get the rest of the other hand done. It's a lot cheaper over in Thailand to get tattoos, and the ink they use is a lot better, and the artists are a lot more dedicated to making it look good.
Yeah, so you told me last time you came here, you told me about your hand or something. I don't exactly remember. I know you got a tattoo last time you were here, right?
Yeah, and it's good too. A lot of people are envious of it, so I know it's good because people with tattoos always comment on it. They're like, "Oh fuck, that's a good tattoo, man."
Yeah, I kind of want to get, you know where the doctor injects the needle to take blood out of your arm? I thought it was original, but there's actually a lot of them out there. But I just sort of want to get my blood type put on there just for the hell of it. It just seems kind of funny. Plus, my blood type is O positive, so I can put the O direct. So the center where they would put the needle would be right in the exact center of the O. You know what I mean? So it'd be kind of funny for the nurse too. I'm
just going to take your blood to check your blood hard type, and it's right there in between.
Right. Right.
This time, I think, what are we doing? I think we're going to PP Island for like 2-3 days,
Oh,
3
nice.
days or something like that. Going to PP Island. Then I'm staying for like 21 days this time.
Cool. Nice.
So it's going to be a
So
longer
you're gonna be
vacation.
staying in Bangkok or anywhere close your first night?
Where is it? It's Bangla. Where is that? It's I can't remember the exact name of it. Let me go to Thailand. See.
Bangala is in like a whole different city than Bangkok. Bangala Road is in Phuket.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Phuket. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
going.
coming to Bangkok, then you're going to the other airport and flying to Phuket? Is that?
No, we're going to Phuket. Yeah, we're going to go to Phuket.
Oh, you're flying directly to Phuket?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Well, I won't be able to pick you up then because I'm not in Phuket. But
right.
Get a hold of me if you get to Bangkok anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bangala Road, that's kind of like, Walking Street or Nana Plaza or whatever.
Yeah, the smaller walking street. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's where we're going to that. And what is it? They call them the tiki bars practically. I'm not too sure what they call them over there, but they're like I'll show you on Facebook. She's good. She's good, this lady.
Right. Yeah, it was funny when I told my wife I was picking you up at the airport, and then I told her, well, I forgot the charger for my phone, so I couldn't really use it very much. And then she wanted pictures of you, right? So we'll take a picture with Adam. So at that point, it was kind of late at night and everything. And I said, oh, well, I kind of didn't get along with Adam, so I left. He's at his hotel and I'm at mine. I just kept having to make up all these stories as I went along,
Yeah, this is where we're practically going into.
I see. Little Aussie bar, huh? Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
These are her little workers.
Sure. Yeah, you have a good time, man. Even if you don't have sex with a prostitute, they're fun to just hang out with in the bar, all smiling and laughing. It's a great time.
Yeah, that's it. They work for like peanuts over there, you know what I mean? So you just get them blind, rotten, drunk. Like over here, the females over here, you shout them drinks and whatnot, and they don't really appreciate it. But over there, you give the bartenders drinks and they love you, and then you get them blind and you see them walking around legless trying to do their job. It's funny, especially for Aussies, because we drink, so we just drink, force them to drink, and they're only little too, the little Thais. They can't handle it. Next thing, walking around legless.
Yeah, that's it. It's like a drink to an Aussie girl is kind of like nothing, but to a girl in Thailand, a couple of drinks is kind of a lot of money. It's just more of a proportion of their overall income, so they appreciate it more. Right?
Yeah, that's it. This was one of the chicks that works there last time. She's only young too, and she's only real young. Swear.
I think you get to be 25, and they kick you out of the good bars and send you down the road to the old women bars or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it was like too. Yeah, and I was like, "How old are you? You only look like you're fucking 16. What the fuck are you doing in here? You shouldn't be drinking. I don't give a fuck."
You know what? What I didn't realize until just a week or so ago, and that is that when we look at Asians, they can really be kind of a little bit older than we think. The girl that says she's 25 could be 35. You wouldn't really even know, but most people wouldn't know, right? What I didn't realize was that Asian women look at white men and have the same thing. They don't really realize sometimes that a 40-year-old man, isn't 28 or something. They have the same problem. They're a really poor judge of how old they are. White people are.
Yeah, there was one girl that was working at that bar, that Aussie Lily bar, and she was with some guy from Germany or something, and we met him, and he was there when we were over there, so he ended up partying with us, and it was his girl while he was over there, so he was shouting her and whatnot, and then as soon as he got back, he added me on Facebook and whatnot, added my mate, then he got back, and then she went and ended up getting with some some pilot. And now she's getting married to him. The poor guy, the poor German 40 out of misses, and she ended up leaving him for some pilot. And the pilot's fucking 50 odd or something.
Oh man. Yeah, I had a girl, I'm 56 now, and I had a girl, guess my age at 35, and she wasn't being polite. I said, is that what you really think? There's no need for you to, make up a story to make me feel good or whatever. I'd already firefinder and everything. We're back at the hotel. And she really believed that. She had no clue that I was quite a bit older. And I guess you look at my picture, and most people that are over 50 or over 55 look way worse than me anyway. So I kind of understand, but not all the way back to 35. She'd have said, 42 or something. I don't know. Just 35, way long time ago for me.
Oh, they left today. Huh. What happened to this Spurs chemo join? The Spurs chemo left?
Yeah, he did. He came and left.
They all gone. Pete's a bit of a character, that Pete dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. I think he thought maybe I was, going to argue with him and all that. But I've been done too much fucking arguing on Google Hangouts. I just don't care anymore. I have no interest in arguing with it. It's just not my thing anymore.
Yeah, it's similar to me. Like most of these channels, they sit there and ban me, and like half the time I've got the accounts to keep on going for days, and then I just get bored of it. So like, dude, if you aren't going to let me just sit there and have a chat, it's your loss. You're going to lose a viewer. Sweet. And then there's no point in me even trying to, like, they don't want no people arguing or asking any questions. Like I hear something, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right to me, so I'll ask a question. And if I can get banned, I get banned more often than like globe earthers, and I'm interested in the subject. You know what I mean? So it's like, fuck this, man.
You see what YouTube said? Remember when I was in Khao Yai and I mooned you and showed you my ass?
Yeah.
He says that proves that I'm not serious about any discussions. Dude, I forgot all about that.
When I first got on Hangouts, man, I almost showed my balls. I swear, somebody was sitting there trolling me in the chat, and they're like, "You got no balls," and then I ended up like getting my camera on, and then I was like, almost like, I swear to God, I was going to pull my balls out, and like, tweet me. She's there. I think she was in the chat, and I was like, "I fucking show you, I got balls. This is my fucking balls." And I like, almost ripped them out on chat, and I was lucky I didn't do it. I was lucky I only showed me fucking like me undies. Otherwise, it would have been like, dude, man, you actually showed your balls. I was like, yeah, I did. I almost fully showed me fucking testes. People take it too. You saw my undies twitwit, but I was close. I was close to seeing me little balls.
Man, that's some funny stuff, man. I had pretty good times on Hangouts, but lately I was in this group. You remember Armando? He had a group, then he left. Then these ass clowns took over. They started like sniping everybody, but if you snipe them once in a while, they'd freak out, and it's just like this childish nonsense. But it was funny because they finally banned me, and one day later their whole group imploded and everybody left. And it really wasn't because they banned me. I was just the last straw, and everybody said, "Oh, fuck it, all the good people are gone, go somewhere else."
Yeah, that's it. There's no even chat going on. Like I know what ones you're talking about. That was all that the chick that was getting fucking her naked pictures all posted everywhere. That was that. Chat, right?
She wasn't there long. We had Kayla.
Yeah, Kayla, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that broad is like stupid. She hangs out with all the trolls and the hackers and stuff, thinking that when her naked pictures get out there and something happens with her, would-be friendship with the trolls and hackers, they're not going to use those pictures against her. How fucking dim-witted was she? What the fuck?
That's why she tried to ask me for help, and I was in that one of them Google chats with just me and her, like, just because she PM'd me and then I PM'd her back, and then like I was sitting there and I'm like, you posted them nudes and you keep on posting them pictures, like, and she's like, I really like this guy, I really like him, I think that I'm going to go to Australia and meet up with him. I'm like, he's a fucking troll. Like, he's posted your pictures to everybody. I can't help you if you're going to sit there and keep on taking fucking vagina shots and sending it to him. Like, he's going to post them. She's like, oh, help me. I'm like, fuck off, I'm not getting involved in this troll shit trying to set me up for something.
Oh, I hear you, man. It's funny.
They were trying to set me up, you know what I mean? I ain't involved in that shit. You can stick your fucking bullshit nude shit up your ass. I ain't fucking getting involved sharing fucking nudes. If I wanted to see a nude chick, I'd tell my girlfriend to get naked.
All right, there you go. Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, pay attention. Isn't that pay attention? Like You Being Exposed or part of You Being Exposed little crew?
Say again? You talking to me or somebody else?
No, well, just in general. Oh, what? That's the wrong one. Just in general, there's a guy in my chat that's called Pay Attention, and I think he is part of the You Being Exposed crew. Do you know who that You Being Exposed is? Have you seen his channel?
No, just the people that go around like looking for information and then on the internet.
He's some black like hippie,
like Big L, that kind of stuff.
Nah, like Big L was some kid. This guy's like I'll get his channel up. He's a bit of a douche. He's a bit of a douche, this new guy.
Pay Attention, like, that guy there.
Is it Pay Attention? No, it's not Pay Attention. It's the Pay Attention in the chat. Yeah, this You Being Exposed guy here though. This is the channel that they all come from. All these new guys, they're like Rastafarian. You know what I mean? Like, look at it. It's like, what the fuck, man? Use a trippers. Guess make some more weed, dude. I went to Thailand and gave up weed. Before I went to Thailand, I smoked weed, but then I come back and I haven't smoked since.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome
sort of
like going to Thailand. You know, it's laid back, chill. It's got girls, price is right. You know, there's a lot of reasons to come here. It doesn't take that long by plane. You know, good place to come.
Except for the food, man. The food's nice over there, but it just doesn't agree. Like because they use so much MSG and they don't take care of their ice and whatnot. They like
the food's not good. Dude. Just be honest. The food sucks ass. You know, be honest. You know, I mean, I hate. I go to the store. I buy pork chops, steaks. I eat the same shit I would eat in America or Australia. I don't have anything to do with Thai. Fucking blows. Yeah. they got recipes. Basically, they have recipes from back before they had refrigeration, and they pile all this shit in the food to take away from the rancid smell of the meat and the fish. But now they have refrigeration, but they haven't changed the recipe. So like afraid to offend their, dead great grandmother that made the fucking recipe. They're stupid.
I see some of that, man. I see some of the girl that married the pilot. She always posts like pictures on her Facebook of the food that she gets, and it's always like snouts and shit that are sticking out of just water. Like, so she's got some type of a soup, and then you see like some type of a snout popping out of it. It's like, what the fuck, man? You're eating like paws and snouts. Can't you afford the good part of the fucking like thing now? Like whatever it is that you're eating, I don't even know. It looks like a dog. Can't you afford the good part?
That's a Chinese thing too, right? They had a cartoon in the Bangkok paper the other day, man. It's funny as fuck. It's like aliens land, right? And they land in America and like they get captured and they're dissecting them, right? They land in Thailand, and the little kid goes up like to touch it to see if it can become lucky, right? And then it lands in China and it ends up in a bowl of soup, That's funny, man.
We got some names in there that are like the Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor, you're willing, like these people, you're able to join, man. If you want to join.
Have you been doing this long? Because I noticed when it came up on my deal, you had 50 listeners or 50 watchers like immediately. Is this the first in a while, or have you been doing it a lot?
No, this is the first in a while, man. I don't usually do live streams, but I went on this guy's show, and then he tried to troll me practically. He wouldn't let me speak, and then I kept on trying to explain how I think that he's a fraud, So I went onto his show and I was like, dude, you're a fraud. You popped up out of nowhere. You've got like 11K subs. You popped up out of nowhere. You're promoting flat earth. You've got these guys on your show that nobody knows about. Nobody knows who they are. And yet they're like yes men. So every time he says something, they're like, yes, sir, free. Yes, sir. No, sir. Free bags full. You know what I mean? Like they're the yes men. They defend him mindlessly. And he has his stream set up like Twitch. So like this gaming site here, like I watch this all the time. So like there's schemes that people do, and the schemes on Twitch are to try and entice people to sub and donate. You know what I mean? To like sub to their channel and donate to them. And how they do it is they get they make a little crew. So they have like however many people involved in it, and it's a little circle. And then they all have say like $100, and the streamer will stream, and then they will all start dropping increments of that $100 in. You know what I mean? So then there's like say 6 in the crew, 1 streamer. All right. So there's 5 other people that are involved in this thing. When he's streaming, they all donate to him. And then when he stops, one of them jumps on and they start streaming and they all donate to that guy. And it entices people to donate.
Sure. I absolutely see what you're saying. Everybody sees all of these. Everybody's donating. I guess I should probably donate too. And all they're really doing is circulating that same $600 around to each one of things. I got it. Yeah, that's a good scam.
Yeah, it is. And that's what the people on Twitch do. Like I've caught onto it. I caught onto that years ago. You know what I mean? I was like, I fell for it. I donated to a guy and then I started to realize, I was like, motherfucker. Like as soon as I donated, I realized what I done wrong. I was like, shit, all these other accounts that have been donating are his accounts or they're his friends. You know what I mean? Like, motherfucker, I'm the only real person that donated. You know what I mean? Because as soon as I donated, the accounts changed their attitude towards me. At first, they were like, oh, you're a troll. You know, you're not, you know, you're an asshole, this and that. And then as soon as I donated, they were like, you're our best friend. Don't touch A4. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? What? No way, man. I don't like this attitude now. I like donated because I was fucking able to have a, you know, troll with them. I was able to like sit there and say, you're a dickhead. And they were like, you're a dickhead. You know what I mean? Have a joke back and forth. Then as soon as I donated, they were like, let's sing Kumbaya and hold hands. No fucking way. That's not why I donated, man. And if you see this guy, he's got PayPal. Like he jumped out and he come out of nowhere. He has his stream set up exactly like the fraudsters on Twitch that have the circle donations. And he has the, like he gets people to subscribe to him. You know what I mean? I'm subscribed. I should unsubscribe. I think I subscribed to him at the start of this channel. Start of this broadcast to try and show people that he has a little pop-up thing. So when you subscribe, when he's streaming, if you subscribe to him, your name pops up on his stream and says like Richard Garnash subscribed. You know what I mean? So it entices people to subscribe.
Sure.
Because then they see their name on the screen.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's the whole concept, same sort of thing as, I don't know, those, what the fuck you call them, those things you pull and they make, you know, they make noise and light, you know, things like casino, what the fuck you call them. But they're totally designed to get you to pull it again because of the bells and whistles, not because of the profit coming out of the bottom, you know?
It's an entice feature. Yeah. And that's what he's got set up. He's got it set up. So then you want to subscribe to him and then you want to donate. And then he's got PayPal set up. He's got the Patreon set up. Like the whole time I've been looking into Flat Earth, like I've been looking into, that's what I was trying to say is I've looked into this since 2012. I haven't asked for money. And then these new Flat Earthers that are popping up all the time now, the first thing they do is make a channel and set up PayPal and Patreon and shit. It's like, fuck, man, what the fuck do you expect? You can't prove the flat earth. You can't prove it. It's not been proven the whole time that I've been here. It hasn't been proven. Like, look at the images they use. They show images of a flat earth where you can fall off the edge. Well, that's definitely not what it is. You know what I mean? Like, there's no proof of this shit that they're putting out there, but yet they expect money for it. It's like, man, what the fuck?
Well, that's kind of what people are doing nowadays. They, as soon as they set up their, you know, their YouTube account or whatever, they're hooking up PayPal or whatever, just in case anybody will donate to them. That's just like it used to be just open a YouTube account and not really care. Nowadays, if you're going to waste your time opening up a YouTube account, you might as well put, you know, Patreon or PayPal or something on there. Maybe somebody will give you some money.
Yeah, but I just think it's fraudulent. You know what I mean? The way that they're doing it, it's like.
Right. But I can appreciate a good fraud, though. You know, I don't necessarily like being defrauded, but I kind of like, because I think most people that get defrauded kind of deserve it for being dumb and not thinking about it. Like your example, if you'd thought for 5 more minutes, you know, you wouldn't have got defrauded, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it, but yeah,
I don't mind it. I love a good scam, frankly. They don't bother me at all.
That's where I get the shits though, because it's like, dude, I've seen this scam before. You know what I mean? Like that's where I fall. Like I'm like, you can't. So I'm going to call this out, and then as soon as I call it out, they're like, man, you're just trying to be disruptive. It's like I'm just calling out your fucking scam for what it is, dude. Like people need to be aware. Like if I had somebody in the chat telling me, I wouldn't have donated to that motherfucker. But you know, like it's just a thing. You know what I mean? Like I try to be the voice that I didn't hear when I done it, when I fell for the Twitch streamers.
Yeah, I just love the old scam. You know, they used to do the Eskimos used to do this in Alaska all the time. They'd come in, tell them their sob story, and ask you for like $100 or $200 or something. And of course, you're going to say no. And then they'll say, well, could you just buy me a beer? And you're so relieved that they went from $200 to a beer that your first reaction is to say, okay, sure. And then the moment you buy them a beer, beer, you say, wait a minute, that's all the motherfucker wanted in the first place, you know?
You fell for the scam. The motherfucking good scammers.
Yeah.
But see, now I donate to people on Twitch, but like now I do it because like a certain reason.
What is Twitch?
I have a
I don't even know what it
criteria.
is.
I have a criteria now if I'm going to donate to people. If I can watch them and I enjoy watching their stream, on Twitch like this, if I go to this, you'll notice that I'm not following many people on Twitch. And there's like one guy that I've donated to. This guy here, he's a pro gamer. He actually goes and does pro gaming. You know what I mean? He gets paid to play the game. And if I go in there into any of these and I start talking, because I'm an asshole, I get banned straight away. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll go to another one. Well, this guy, he lets me say whatever I want, and he actually responds to me live on stream, and he's like, and he will have a joke with me. So I'll say like, you look like a fucking lesbian, dude. Look at your haircut. You look like you got one of them lesbian haircuts. And then he'll be like, yeah, at least I can afford a haircut. Your mum can't afford a haircut. And, you know what I mean? Like, he'll actually sit there and he'll go back and forth with me. I'll donate to that guy because he can take a joke and he can give a joke, and I'm able to watch his stream and I enjoy it. And it's like, yeah, well, I'll give you $5, brother. You know what I mean? Like you're making me laugh. It's like comedy. So I'll give you $5 for your little comedy show.
Yeah, this guy's making fun of your comment about pro gaming. Channel Q in South Korea, pro gamers are looked at like rock stars. They have stadium, 40, 50,000 people that come to watch them game. They get, sponsors from people like NVIDIA for, tens of thousands of dollars. They're making, several $100,000 a year by being pro gamers. It's really not anything to laugh at. It's big fucking money.
No, it's big money. Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's big money. Like this guy here, this lethal guy, he won like his team. He won $5 million. His team did, and there was 5 people in his team, so he won $1 million for the last tournament.
The two top people on YouTube, I don't know, it was 20, 30, 10, however many dozens of millions of dollars they made, are both people who just played games and made smart-ass comments on their YouTube videos.
Yeah, see, I respect gamers, the ones like that guy that I was pointing out, that lethal guy. He spends his time dedicated to what he likes doing, and he succeeded in doing it, so I appreciate that. It's like, yeah, dude, do what you like. I got no problems with him earning his money. He might do his little, like the same scam that I've seen done. I've seen it done on his chat, but even then, like you said, like if they fall victim to it, it's their own fault. I can sit there and say scam, fraud, you know what I mean? All I want. It's not going to change the fact that some people are going to fall for it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I say it and it makes people donate because they're like, he's not a fraud. I'm going to donate.
Yeah, this guy, we could donate to cystic fibrosis or gaming. You haven't donated anything to anybody in your whole fucking life, what the fuck are you talking about? Cystic fibrosis? First thing that came to your mind? You think I'm supposed to believe your loser ass is fucking donating to cystic fibrosis every year? Fucking wake up, dude, the fuck out of
it's
here.
It's like saying you donate to Greenpeace and shit. It's like, dude, if you fell for that shit, then man.
So what is Twitch? What is Twitch, Adam? I've never even heard of it. You mentioned it.
That's where all the gamers go, man. That's where they when they have their tournaments. That's where they make winning money. So if they win, they make money in the tournaments. In Twitch, they can do something similar to what we're doing here, but they play a game.
I see. Oh, cool.
So yeah, whatever game they like playing, they just play that game, and it doesn't matter whether they win or lose. People will watch them depending on who they are and how popular they get. People will watch them, donate to them. They've got like a subscriber button on Twitch, though. It's different. Like you've got a follow button on Twitch, and then you've got a subscriber button. You can follow somebody free on Twitch, and that means that it's like the subscribe on YouTube. The follow button is like the subscribe button on YouTube, but the subscribe button on Twitch, you actually have to pay for.
Nice.
So if you subscribe to them, they get a percentage, and then Twitch gets a percentage, and it's monthly. So you're actually like paying them a paycheck.
Wow.
And like the guy that funny guy that I was talking about, that lethal guy, like he earns a good paycheck every month just off Twitch. He's able to pay his bills and he's able to fucking rent a house with his girlfriend.
And I'm guessing the more
plus
subscribers
he's got $1 million.
you have, the more money you make, obviously, right? You make money off every subscriber.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that and I appreciate that, you know, because they spend their time, they there's no guarantee that you're going to get all these subscribers and be able to do it. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be funny, you're going to have to be good at the game, be having some enticement for people to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Do they play multiplayer games against other people, or are they playing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, you can play, like there is people that play like the campaigns or solo or whatever you want to mean, you know, like the game, how it's made, but the majority of it is just multiplayer, so going online and versing other people.
Yeah, it sounds like fun for them. You know, gaming is what they like to do. They get some pocket money or a living out of it. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's it. And like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that type of a concept of earning money off that. But when I see somebody use that concept on flat earth, and it's like, dude, all you've done is take a topic that people, it's getting popular, and you're trying to earn money off the topic by just sitting there and using it like a Twitch setup. You know what I mean? So you're not playing a game. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is sitting there yelling at a screen, and you expect people to donate to you. But you're not funny. You're not doing anything. You're just using that scam. And then when people...
They don't have any original material. Everything they have, they just regurgitated.
You're regurgitating, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, at least the gamer is sitting there and he's playing the game, and he's like, he might lose, you know, and then when he loses, like, it's funny because you get to bag the motherfucker out. You're like, shit, man, you're shit. You just got pwned by losers.
So Channel Q, let me ask you something. I find, for example, pedophiles and people that donate to the satanic church to be loser scum. But the difference between you and me is you don't find me on their channels. So if we're such a bunch of loser scum and you're hanging out with us, what does that make you? I mean, why would you think that since you're sitting in someone else's house that you think is a big fucking loser, that you're so much better than them? Why are you fucking here if everybody's a loser but you? Why don't you go find somebody that's not a fucking loser and shut your pie hole and get down the fucking road? What's your fucking problem? How stupid can you be?
And the thing is, he's sitting here with losers that aren't even asking for money in his eyes. You know what I mean? I'm not even asking for money. Like, if you wanted to sit there and call me out because I got some type of a donation button, I can understand. I could understand. Like, if you're sitting there saying you're being a hypocrite because you're asking for money and you're calling people out for, you know, asking for money, and you're doing the same thing. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm just sitting here chilling, talking my shit, and you're sitting in my chat talking shit. So we're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Just some ordinary people talking shit on the YouTubes.
Yeah, I just don't get in that Armando stream I was in, there was this dude in there every single day. He was saying how the channel sucked and he hated it. And it's like, dude, you've been here for 4 months and all you ever say is how much it sucks. I said, why don't you go somewhere that doesn't suck? You know, what is your fucking problem? You know?
I do that to that lethal guy on that Twitch. I do that to him, but I actually like the stream, and he knows I do. You know, but what it does is, like, I sort of help him out, because like I sit there and I'm like, this stream sucks, man. Use all the shit. You know, this guy's shit. You know, and then he gets like little kids that will, you know, younger people that are just docile and don't realize what I'm doing. I'm just trolling him. He's trolling me back. Then they start defending him. They're like, we love Lethal. We love him. You know, they start white knighting for the motherfucker, and they start donating to him. And I'm like, see, cunt, you fucking lesbian. I'm helping you out, you dirty lezo.
No, it wasn't Mark Taylor, John. It was a guy named Lysurge. He's from Canada. He's like, fucktard. Well, see, that's the thing, Q.
I've seen that name.
I'm going to call you Channel Q. That's the thing. You don't know that the shit coming out of your mouth makes you look stupid, but it does. The fact that you don't know you make yourself look stupid doesn't make you look any less stupid. I'm sorry to tell you. Figure it out and close your mouth. Figure it out. You know, close your mouth until you figure it out, because you keep running your mouth, you just look dumber and dumber and dumber. drummer every fucking 10 minutes, you know? Do yourself a favor. I don't give a shit if you sit on the internet and make yourself look stupid. Doesn't affect me. Fucking tards,
YouTube is
man.
like the Aussie slang they come out with reminds me of Cell Block H 25 years back. What the fuck is that? I don't know what slang you're talking about.
Cell Block H.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Some type of prison movie. YouTube's into that.
I'll bet like Cell Block H, like the H is like where they put some specific kind of person, you know what I mean? Maybe like the child molesters go to Cell Block H or something, you know what I mean?
Oh, don't put me on that. Now he's saying A4, you saying Lezo. Fucking dirty Lezos.
Are you on that Twitch thing now?
Nah, I usually go to that when I'm like...
I see. YouTube.
What I do these days is I'll go onto like some flat earth shows, see if they've shown, like if they're being truthful, you know, sit there and like watch it for a while, see if they're actually adding anything or if they're just regurgitating the same shit. If they regurgitate the same shit, I usually get on an account, an A4 account, and say like, this shit's already been said. All these motherfuckers are just saying the same shit over and over. There's no proof of it. Like this is all just fucking shit. You know what I mean? It's a little shit cult and it's all shit. And then I get banned. So then that's when, once I get banned, then I go to Halo and like Twitch and I relax and chill out. You know, I have my little dig at all these trolls on YouTube and then I go relax.
Mm-hmm.
These days, it's not even fun on YouTube. It's just all a bunch of fucking like Antonio Subrates fucking losers that think that they know everything, but yet they never want to learn anything.
I know what you mean. It gets tiresome after a while because it's always the just, you know, sort of monotonous shit from the same monotonous people and kind of already know what they're going to say before they even say it.
Yeah, that's what the most fun I had on here when I porn bombed Mando with gay black porn. Because he was so devastated that was like my highlight of YouTube, I swear.
Yeah, I was invited.
Every time I think about it, it's
I
just
was
like
invited to those channels for a while, but then everybody's like, "Give me shit. Why are you inviting Adam?" I said, "Fucking Adam's cool. That's why." "Oh no, he be porn bomb. He did this. He did that." I'm like, "Oh, wham! Fucking stop."
It's like I only done it to Amanda because I knew that he was like this homosexual hater, so I knew he hated homosexuals. So what I done was I posted gay black porn. So just trust him, because he was like, all white men are gay, all white men are gay, all white men are homos. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to play some black porn on his channel and fuck with his head. And it did. Like, he was raging. Like, he went from that, I'm a nice guy, to, I'll fucking kill you. Right. He went to Rage 101. And I was like, yes, got you, motherfucker. Oh, that was hilarious for me. And then people are like now blaming like Timmy. They're like, Timmy porn bombs. Like, you done it too, did you, Tim? He's like, yeah, man, I hit him with the porn too. Like, yes, this is some hectic shit, man. This is some funny shit. It's actually getting good now. Like a porn bombing these motherfuckers. They don't like it. We're trying to talk some serious shit in here, and then we see some dick. That's good. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's why I posted it, because Armando was like really against homosexuals and he kept on kicking me out of his show and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, I'll get him good. Then he tried to kick me and then I kicked him off his own show. I was the only one on his show. Kicked everybody. So I was the only one. Blocked everybody from rejoining. Then I got on that gay black porn.
He disappeared, you know. I guess he broke up with his old lady and then got with some girl and he just disappeared right off of YouTube for about a month now.
Yeah, damn. Yeah. He was a nice guy. Like, I had nothing against him. That's why when he was like, you done this, man, you hated on me, man. I was like, no, I didn't hate on you, man. Like, I thought that, like, even though he didn't agree with me on most things, he was fun. You know, he was funny to like go to his shows and have a bit of a stab at him and then watch him rage. And I was like, yeah, I'll get on there and rage too. You know what I mean? So I was willing to go onto his show and have like a bit of a fest. You know what I mean? I seen it as funny, but he took it serious.
Yeah, he's an interesting character for sure, right? You know, everybody says the same thing that was in that group. The main reason the whole group floated was because Armando left and there was nobody to kind of hold it together. You know?
Yeah.
He
Poor
was
guy,
pretty
though.
good at that.
Yeah, he was. He was a bit of a leader. You know what I mean? People like to follow him.
Yeah.
He was a good character. I like
And he
him.
let
I like
me,
that
the
man.
funny thing is he sort of kind of like was calling and begging me to do his channel and add some, you know, some diversity or whatever to it. And so when I got there, he sort of gave me some special privileges to, like, you know, mute people and eject people. And you know me, I just took total advantage of that.
that's why I took full advantage of knowing when I got on there. I was like, yep, I've got all the privileges now. I'm going to kick this motherfucker off his own show. And I knew that he would rage. Like, the only reason I done it, because I know he, like, inside he was absolutely rage. He was yelling at his TV. He was yelling at his computer like, that motherfucker.
I think Big L posted some video of some guy who like smashed glass and shoved it up his ass, and there's like blood pouring out of this guy's ass, and he's ramming this jagged glass up into it. I mean, it was really fucked up, dude. You're like, wow, is this even real? But you could tell it really was real. He's like took like a tall glass and smashed it, and you know, he's basically ramming it up his ass, just fucking destroying. You know, he probably needed 100 stitches when I was over, maybe even died. Who fucking knows, you know? But man, it was fucking gory and gross, and oh my god, I don't know where he found that fucking thing. I've never seen anything like that, you know, on any porn site.
Damn, like I've seen some weird shit on them chats when they used to invite me to them, like into the little Google chats. There was some weird porn getting posted on there, like where they'd have like a girl bending over and then spraying gastric onto a guy and shit. I was like, what the fuck, man? This isn't even funny. Like, this is starting to make me feel sick.
Dude, I should send you. I made a porn myself with this girl. It's funny as fuck, dude. This girl, like, I was on this message service, right? And you know, I sent her like audio telling her what I wanted her to do, right? So she wanted to be my slave, and so she's sending me back videos doing all kinds of weird shit, right? Not that weird, but weird enough, right? So then after she sent me, I got like 6 or 8 of these clips, right? So, you know, she's ramming carrots up her ass and doing all this kind of weird shit, right? Yes, you know, yes, sir, this, and I'll do that, right? So anyway, I took the clips and I edited them with a voiceover. So instead of it being like me having the audio and telling her and then her doing the shit, it's like I was right there. And it almost looks like I'm holding the camera, right? And it's really fucking funny because you would think that I'm sitting right there holding the camera, but that's now not how it actually happened. And I timed the audio so she's saying things like, yes, sir. And I'm like, you know, ram that carrot up your ass. Yes, sir. You know, because she's actually saying that stuff in the video she sent me, right? You know? Yeah. And yeah, it's good, dude. I'm telling you, I should send you a copy. I sent it to one dude and laughed his ass off, man. He's like, wow, that was really pretty good, you know. And I've got like the different scenes, you know, the fire, you know, goes to the next scene. I edited it really well. I thought it's pretty fucking cool, dude. I got music and voiceover. You know, I spent quite a while thinking about editing it and did a good job. But I'll send you a copy sometime. It's pretty funny.
That's some funny shit.
Yeah, it is, dude. You know? And the funniest thing is I asked her, like, she was going to meet me. And I said, well, when I come, you know, can I bring my my cell phone and a tripod and we'll make, she's like, oh, no, don't do that. And then she, like, didn't want to send me any more clips. She said, oh, no, don't worry about it. You know, I delete everything, right? So she sent me a few more. And then she sort of, like, stopped paying attention to me where she's, oh, you're too needy or whatever. I said, look, honey, fine. Now, if you had a little fun for a couple of days and that, you know, the end, you just say so. No big deal. But then it kind of pissed me off, and she was a cunt. So I sent her a copy of that video I made, right? And I said, you know, it's fair use act. I said, I'll just put it on, you know, X Hamster and enjoy watching yourself. And she fucking freaked, you know. It's like, I'm gonna find you. You know, you can't do that. I'll sue you. You know, all this kind of stuff.
You posted that shit to me. It's fucking fair use now.
Yeah, but the thing is it's like it's not. See, that's the thing is it's not totally fake because all I did with the voiceover was say the same thing I said in the audios I sent her. I just put it together later. You know what I mean? So
yeah, just edit it up.
Yeah, and yeah, she got really fucking mad, dude. You know, and I'm like, because I don't know, she's like 30 something, getting her master's degree and thinking she's gonna make something of her life, and she realized if that gets out on the internet, if she ever has any kind of good job and somebody saw it, she'd probably get fired.
It just shows you that, like, you know, these so-called like nice females, they ain't so nice. they'll shove a carrot up their ass if they got the right circumstance.
Covered with tattoos and shit, you know, and you know, but of course the tattoos are underneath her like business attire, so you'd never know. But she was a freak, dude. But unfortunately, we never met. Like I said, I think I scared her off when I asked. You know, it's like, why would you be scared off about filming it when you're sending me clips of ramming carrots up your ass? You know, I don't get it. You know, why would you be afraid of taking pictures after that? You know? I don't fucking get it at all.
She was like, I'll do it to myself, but I don't want anybody else to like record it. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's funny as fuck, dude. That, you know, if you just watched it, you think it was pretty cool, but when you know the whole story behind it, it's really fucking funny to watch, you know.
We got Flat Earth Bimbo. I don't know if that's like a real account or whatnot, but it's like I just figured out today that the Flat Earth is wrong because of A4. It's a cult. Well, like, I don't believe in the Flat Earth and I don't believe in the Ball Earth, and it's all just a bunch of shit, really, to me. It's none of it's proven. It's all just a bunch of cultists that want you to join one cult or another and pay your money to them. And I'd rather keep my money in my pocket and save it.
There you go. What's IPS?
I'd rather save my money.
Said the penguin trolls are connected to IPS. What is that?
In what is his name? Infinite Plane Society. He's some new channel that is running like flat Earth shows. And if you don't believe in the flat Earth and say that the Earth is flat and whatnot, then you're a globetard.
Nice.
And then they go around now and they raid people's channels, so they get all together and then they all join a channel and then spam on it. And it's like, dude, you're just making yourselves and everybody else that's like curious about the truth fucking look bad. Like, I understand there's people like Pete, and he's a bit of a character, but he likes to talk about 9/11. He likes to talk about like actors and actor-based reality and thing. You know, there's conspiracy theorists, if you wanted to call them that, you know, and they are getting derailed by these trolls that all they want to do is just fucking make it look bad.
Well, that's absolutely true. The same thing like with feminists that are constantly whining about complete idiotic nonsense. When something actually bad happens to a woman, nobody pays attention. Like, we hear this shit every fucking day of the week, and it's just another, you know, nut whining when it's really a serious thing. Same thing.
Yeah, like the females of the like Western society, they like complain about like, oh, men, we don't have as much privileges as men, and we need more privileges. And it's like, well, why don't you go over to a Muslim country and fight the battle over there then? You know, like they're like, oh no, I won't do that. I don't want to talk about that. So I don't want to talk about how they're neglected and the females over there can't even drive a car. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, well, fuck. You're like, you want to sit there and say that you don't have like, you're not getting paid the same amount and etc. I've watched all that shit. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's just pulling my head over.
Yeah, it's like a woman over there gets in a car with a man that's not her husband and gets raped. She goes to jail for getting in the car. You know?
Yeah. And then gets stoned for it and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, she can't leave the house without one of her family members or a male that's like in control of her. It's like, fucking, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they're whining because the man didn't ask permission to say hello in America. No, it's like, what the fuck? And what would be the difference walking up to a woman saying, can I have permission to say hello, or saying hello? It's like, what the fuck is the difference, you know?
Yeah, like, or like giving them a compliment, you know, like, oh, you look good. Like how are you supposed to approach a female if you have to fucking sit there and pansy foot around it and be like, oh, do you mind if I approach you? I think you're so attractive. And then you've already crossed the line in their eyes. Like, what the fuck is the world turned into? How are you supposed to get a female if you ain't supposed to, like, you know what I mean, be suave? Like, like walk up and be like, damn, you fine.
Well, the thing is those broads don't want a man in the first place. It's like that's the last thing they want is a fucking husband anyway. So they're just trying to make it hard for everybody else. You know, in a way, they're sort of the trolls of the women. They're trying to make it difficult for the other women and pretending they're trying to make it better. They're just lying out of their ass, doing it on purpose.
Well, usually it's like dykes. It's usually the lesbians that are like trying to sit there and we want to munch as much carpet as we want. So we're allowed to say whatever we want to other females, but you have to be like politically correct. And when we say politically correct, we mean that you have to say exactly what we want you to say. What the fuck? I'll turn around and say like, damn, you got to find ass if your girl's got to find ass. Somebody's saying that they have a simple test to see if the sun is moving or the earth spinning.
Yeah, I asked them what the test is, and they haven't typed back yet.
Yeah, what's the test? You spin a pen on the table or something?
Well, we're not going to go watch your 3 fucking videos. Just answer the question. What's the fucking test? We don't need 3 fucking videos to find out what you're testing.
There is no proof the earth is spinning, just like there is no proof that we live on a flat earth. There is no proof of any of it. It's all just fucking somebody's word, and you have to believe the word. Really, that's what it is. If you don't want to believe somebody else, like, that's what it is. You have to believe somebody else. Somebody that turns around and says that they are more knowledgeable than yourself and they have the answers. And that's all it is. It's not fucking proof of anything. All right, Richard, I'm going to head off, man. I'm going to go to bed.
All right, bro. It's good talking to you. I wish you were coming to Bangkok, but you're not. So too bad for me, I guess. But have fun in Phuket. If I don't see you again, if I see your stream up, I'll come back.
Yes, sweet as, man. If I get the chance, I might fucking take a trip while I'm in Phuket. Come see you.
All right, well, like I said, I'll go ahead and private message you on my Thai phone number so you can call me anyway.
Yeah, sweet. I might be able to take a trip out, you know what I mean? One of the days.
Sure.
Take a trip. Sweet ass, brother. It was nice seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Peace out all.
Peace out.